What is a ray of light without the shadow it creates? What is the darkness without desire for flame? What is a warrior without a worthy foe? What would you like to do? It's time to roll. When the lines between good and evil are blurred, no one knows if there is Dune or Paler came first. An ancient struggle throughout all time to push against the other keeps both upright. Is the coming chaos worth the peace? Is it all just a puzzle to complete? A one-sided coin can't exist, isn't real, and thus goes the tales of Ethyl. Thus goes the tales of Ethyl.
What's up, guys? We are here with episode 18 of Tales of Ethyl. That's fucking bonkers. We've been here forever. And there's Josh. Drink it all down the hatch. Drink it all down the hatch. Okay, well, so if y'all are curious as to why Josh just gave me 1,500 biddies, it's because I found this sweet turkeys and gravy soda, and I said if I made 1,500 bits that I would chug the whole thing, and I guess he wants me to do the whole thing now. So thanks, Josh.
I will take a sip straight of rum.
Thank you for joining us for the finale of Tales of Ethyl.
What the fuck?
Oh no. Does it smell that bad?
I don't even. It's not. It's one of those. It doesn't smell bad. I can't describe that smell.
Probably tastes like chicken noodle soup.
No. So have you guys ever had like browning sauce? Do you know what browning sauce is?
Yeah.
Oh my fucking God,
It smells
no.
like that.
No.
It smells just like that.
I
actually bet it does because it's used to give turkey flavor. So I bet it does taste like browning sauce. But
right, here's the thing.
Not that bad then.
I
I'm gonna
don't
chug.
want to watch, but I can't look away.
I'm gonna chug as much as I humanly can without stopping. So Josh, I hope you enjoy this. This one's for you.
I hope it's better than the Bean Boozled. Oh, it
Don't
doesn't.
taste it,
Oh,
don't
no.
taste it, just go.
Oh, no.
Oh, look at
Chug! Fucking go!
I told you.
It's salty.
I am
What
so
the
proud.
fuck?
Oh.
Oh
I'm
god,
so proud of you.
that was so bad. Why was this in a grocery store?
Hey,
Huh.
Zephyr,
Yeah.
are we saying hi to TikTok on that one?
I feel like we have to.
Oh god, that was fucking. Oh god.
Like, as of next week, that will be 2 intros that will be on fucking TikTok.
No,
Like,
so
oh my god.
have you ever had like? Oh fuck! It tastes like that liver and onions Bean Boozled. That's what it tasted like.
Oh my. Oh no. No, I can't do it. I can't do
That
this.
hurts.
I can't do this.
That hurts so bad.
You can do it. I believe in you, Zeph. Come on.
No, because I know what that tastes like.
Come on, it's not that bad.
It really is.
No, it is.
Like, okay, when it's in the form of a soda, no wonder it's salty. Holy shit!
It's a clash of flavor and texture.
You're
Is that
expecting
literally
something
Your salt
sweet.
intake for the day?
It is 10% of my daily salt intake.
shit.
Half of this bottle
Wait.
is. So I just drank 20% of my daily salt intake.
Oh my.
That's not good.
You're gonna die.
I might. So we better get started with our. Oh god. Okay. Well, to wash it down. Fuck.
Just don't burp.
I don't even know how to
Really
start now. Okay.
We're gonna be traveling, and Tabiel's just gonna let out a massive fucking belch.
Yeah, in the middle of the conversation, all of a sudden. Okay. Well,
fine. And then Carla will die because it'll taste like turkey.
on that note, let's start with our introductions. And to my bottom left is Silas.
Hi, I'm Zephyr. I play Silas, the barbarian cleric, and I have a camera again.
Next to him, we have Kazim.
I'm Josh. I play Kazim. I also have a camera again.
And right next to him, we've got Amy.
Hi guys, I'm Dyer. I've had a camera most of the time, but I have a pretty galaxy, if that helps.
And last but not least, we've got Nico.
Hello, my name is Dragon, and I'll have a proper camera on couple very specific, maybe, occasions. But you never not gonna know until it happens.
And I'm Uppercase Karma, your DM with absolutely no idea what the fuck he's doing or why he makes the choices that he does. I'm going to start this episode in the same way we have every single episode, with a shot to hopefully wash that flavor out of my mouth, because it's still there.
Not sponsored.
It's like thick, and yeah, that was... Cheers.
Hey, Turkey Soda Company, do you want to sponsor us?
Hey.
Can we get a sponsor with them?
With Jones Soda? No.
Just say it was good. Just lie and say it was
I
good.
will not. That was horrible.
Josh, I'll dub it in post.
Yeah, send it over to me. I
Here,
can
you can
definitely
you
make
can
it sound like it's good.
You can dub over this, Zephyr. Jones Soda, that was the worst drink I've ever had in my life.
Karma, I need you to say best. Really
Best?
quick for me, just the word best.
Best.
You know what to do.
All right, so
I believe in you.
I'm on it.
we'll
I'm
edit
on
that
it,
in
I'm on
post
it.
so that I really didn't lie, but oh my god. I'm sorry. Excuse me. It's
Turkey.
it's still
comes
there, and
back.
it like you can taste. The weird thing is the drinking tastes like turkey. The burping tastes like gravy. Okay.
Oh, my- and the thing
That
is,
is-
it's a liquid, so it's gonna stay in your mouth.
Yeah, I hate it so much. Josh, I really hope that was worth the $15 to you, because it was not
20.
to me.
It was 20.
It was well, I got 15 for it, so that was not worth it to me. That was
It was worth 20 to me.
that was a poor choice on my part. So, okay, let's.
I feel like that's the tagline for this show. That was a poor choice on my part.
That will be the title on YouTube and on Spotify. A poor choice on my part. Anyway, let's get away from the jokes and the funnies as we get back into our amazing tale of mystery and wonder of our homebrew of a homebrew based on a video game based on a homebrew, and our magical mysteries of Tales of Ethyl. Where we last left off, our group was still venturing towards River's Run. Nico had finally made his appearance back to the rest of the group. In the forefront of Nico, Tammy has decided that he's going to take a step back for a little while Amy is still trying to find her spot within the group. While they were adventuring and walking down the forest trail, they came across a camp. Seemed to be some kind of... They weren't sure at first, so they went to go and investigate and found themselves caught in a fight with 5 slavers. After a long struggle and some interesting discoveries during this fight, the group had managed to defeat the slavers and free the slaves that were within the camp and send them on their way with their goods and their food and even some clothes, and also raiding the camp that was of all its goods and valuables, as Kazim always does. We'd set camp a little ways further while Kazim was beginning to try and figure out this magical item that he found that seemed to have the symbol of the purest, and has discovered a very, very creepy magic that he is able to use, that he can for some reason see Tammy without being there, and it freaked him out, and also being able to hear him. But while that was happening, all of a sudden, while Amy decided she was going to go to bed, a human elf had emerged from her canopy that is normally set up, demanding Nico to release the one inside him. Kazim's trying to stand up to him and get him to, be a little bit nicer to his group, gets flipped on his back and shown just how strong this newcomer actually can be. After them exchanging some words in a very, very tense moment, Nico decided to release Tammy so that he can perhaps speak some sense into whoever this being is. And when he decided to do that, Silas decided to walk off back off into his tent and go to bed. We left off with Tammy and this new person named Draxto walking off into the forest, while Silas returned to his tent. Aime's nowhere that we know. We don't know where Aime is as of the moment, and Nico and Kazim are sitting around the campfire. So Nico and Kazim, what would you like to do?
I mean, I would like to check whether or not Kazim is actually feeling alright. I mean, he got flogged pretty badly from what I could see.
Okay, go ahead and roll for medicine.
Oh, I ain't good at that. With disadvantage because exhaustion. Oh, let's see, medicine. 12 total.
12 total. It's with all of his feathers, it's kind of hard for you to really ascertain much that seems to have happened. Kazim, I will tell you that your wrist is sore. It does feel like it was kind of twisted a little too far. It seems stiff, but probably not broken. But you do feel if he would have tried any harder, it probably would have been.
Okay,
I'm a-
Kazim?
It's mostly my pride that's been bruised. I'll be fine. I just need to walk up.
Or not even an evening without anything happening.
I fucking hate that guy.
Honestly, I'm not a fan either currently. You sure you're gonna be okay?
Yeah, thank fucking God that Tammy stood up for me.
I told you he's not that bad.
I'm not gonna go around singing his praise just yet, but I hate him just a little less.
Tammy's a decent person. He really is. He's just not used to have people around other than myself. Should we actually let them talk it out, or should we try listening? What are you thinking? I mean, I'm pretty sure we're gonna know at one point, regardless. But
As much as I want to know what they're saying, I'd rather just get some shut eye at this point.
you know what? You do that. I will. Where are you sleeping? Are you sleeping with Silas, or?
Fuck, I don't even know.
Well,
Probably just my own.
my wonderful tent is up. If you need it.
Hmm.
It took me a while to set it up, but I finally did it. I'm very proud of it.
And you're going
if you
to.
want,
If I want what?
if you want to lay down in my tent and be undisturbed until you need to have your watch, then you're more than welcome to.
I might take you up on that. I don't know. Are you gonna go try to listen in on what they're saying?
I'm sure that Tammy will let me know, regardless, so it shouldn't be too bad. I'll keep watch for now. If anything happens, I will let both of you know. And when there is time for your rest, or well, your watch more like, I will let you know.
All right. I'm gonna go lay down.
All right. So as you return to your tent, that's kind of close to Silas's, you go in and you lay down. And Nico, you said you're gonna stay and keep watch at the campfire.
Yeah,
for a
I'm gonna
while?
just
Okay. So go ahead and roll for perception for me. Silas, are you sleeping? Did you actually go to bed?
Yeah, I probably did.
Okay.
Let's see. Perception. This will be 16 total on disadvantage.
Okay. 16 total. So as you're kind of sitting there and it's getting darker and darker, you'd say it's about 10-ish o'clock. Kazim went to bed about an hour and a half ago, maybe, as when it was really starting to get dark, because it was a kind of a long day. The fire has been low, not incredibly big, but every time it starts to die down, you have been throwing like a little log on it just to kind of keep it stoked for a while. Sitting in the silence of the woods that are around you, hearing the rustling of the winds going through and some skittering of some creatures. It's about that time when you notice that Tammy has returned, but he's in your head, obviously. Oh no, yeah, he's in your head because it's been a little bit longer than normal. But it's
Yeah.
around that time that Draxto returns, and he just doesn't pay attention to you and just goes back underneath Iami's canopy, and you don't see him for a little while as you hear Tammy in your head as normal and goes, "Thank you for that."
Of course, I was getting a bit worried, not going to lie. I was not expecting for such warm welcome.
He's an acquired taste, but he'll be useful as long as he's here.
Hammy, it's been a long time. It's been a long day.
Sure has.
I'm not sure if the other two are much for surprises when it comes to our new companion. Are they? Can we actually trust them?
We can indeed, as luckily for us, I have something that he wants. And once he does what we need him to do as part of our group, he'll get it. And then he'll leave. He might not be the most likable personality, but I do believe what I have will genuinely keep him in line.
Like, I don't want to, in the middle of a fight, if the girl gets down and he, or whichever it was that came out, is going to turn on one of us in the middle of a fight.
Don't worry.
I don't want that.
On our long walk, he was given an understanding of how this is going to work. And if and he's been warned that if he's to treat our friends with such indifference, the next time I won't be so forgiving.
Thank you.
Of course. Of course I'm going to bring somebody in that will do what we need to do, but there is no point in bringing in somebody that's a danger to the rest of us. The goal is to keep us together.
No one will get hurt.
No one will get hurt. I promise. Also,
Yes?
what do you know of Lyra? The person that
Honestly?
Kazim calls Misty.
Oh. That's Lyra?
Mm-hmm. That's her name. I don't
Well-
understand why he calls her Misty, but she says that he's been doing it since they first met, so...
Well, back when we were in Peaksboro,
Mm-hmm.
we had a bit of conversation about, well, for lack of a better word, the dark arts. And he's been asking me my opinion about a bit darker magic, and I assume that when he talked about new management, I assume that's what he was talking about. But personally, I don't really know much. You know me, I'm not much on religion myself. Never really interested in it.
Well, I've recently had conversation with her, and I've come to understand that Kazim seems a bit... How do I say this? Unmotivated.
Oh.
She doesn't really have much in the way of direction for him, so she's asked me that perhaps we can help provide him with some.
Motivation.
Exactly. Obviously, our goals are essentially the same as it is with her. She is a being that seems to pretty much just seek entertainment. And obviously, looking at how our group has been operating the past few weeks, I believe she thinks we're a very good source of it.
I mean, we've been meaning to keep the doppelgangers in check, protect the anchors, and that was our main goal, honestly, currently. I don't know what we're up to. Like, I don't know what we're supposed to be doing, Tammy.
Well, with our with our group returning to River's Run as they've decided that the scroll is just not worth their time, perhaps some downtime is much needed to provide some illumination on what their next steps should be.
I'm not gonna lie. I've been missing Freya and Cecilia and Nicholas
Well,
quite a bit.
you'll be very happy to hear they are back in their homes, safe and comfortable.
The doppelgangers won't get them, right? We're not gonna let that happen.
They will be just fine. Trust me.
Of course. I'll finish my watch and I'll let Kasim know when he needs to wake up.
All right. While this is happening, we're going to have Kazim. As you go into your tent to lay down, to go down to sleep, you're pretty exhausted from the day today. The feeling of paralysis that took over you really like wore out a lot of your muscles. It seemed to tense everything up and you just feel drained after this day. So you kind of just, it's one of those nights where your head hits the pillow, you're fucking out. As soon as you lay down though, you kind of wake up in your tent and you kind of stand up and you go out and you see the same kind of forest that you were in before, but it seems different. You just see the first layer of trees, but then it's just black behind that. You can't really see anything past it. There is where your campfire normally was. There is still just kind of a little bit bigger campfire. It's nice and warm and you can feel the heat. And sitting on one of the rocks that your group has found is again that silver masked woman just kind of sitting there, patiently waiting as her head turns to you and she goes, "Hello, Kazim.
Hey, Misty.
I had the most interesting conversation with, you call him Tammy?
Yeah, I'm glad you guys got a chance to talk.
It's about time. I found out some interesting things. But I want to ask you, what do you know about him?
He's like an earworm in Nico's head. He just kind of lives there. Sometimes he comes out and fucks around. He's kind of a douchebag, but not always a douchebag, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know. He's like that friend that you talk to, but you don't rely on him for much, but he could probably get the job done.
I do appreciate your analysis. I think that's fairly common for most that meet him, I'll be quite honest. I have learned that you're potentially not meeting him in his fullest form, so perhaps in the form that he is, he's been taking on some attributes that aren't quite common for his normal attitude.
Is he a bigger douchebag in his full form?
All I will say is the other times I've met iterations of him, he's been less than favorable. He is kind of an asshole, I'm going to be quite honest with you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, he's kind of a dick. But this version, there's something different about him. I can't quite put my finger on it, but I like him. I like him a lot.
He's starting to grow on me, I'll be honest.
For now, all I want you to do is just keep your ears open and your eyes on him.
I do have one question for you. I don't know if you'll know the answer, but
Feel free.
I put on this armband and I could see him, even though he wasn't physically there. Does that mean he's always around?
Oh, that's an interesting question you posed there, Kazim. He is...
I think I could also hear him, actually, now that I think about it.
So, what understanding do you have of the spell True Seeing?
So there's a spell called True Seeing. That's the end of my knowledge.
Well, it appears that armband, because I saw you put it on and I saw your reaction, kind of put a thing or two together. Can I see your armband?
Yeah, I'll reach for it out of my pocket and hand it to her.
Yeah, you kind of go back and just kind of reach where a pocket would be, and it's just there for some reason. So this feels like a more lucid kind of dream as you just kind of hand it to her. As she's kind of holding it, it starts floating a little bit, and she's kind of caressing her weird... It's weird that she looks like she's touching her face, but it's just the fucking mask. Almost like she... Yeah, and she's looking at it, and she goes, interesting. Where did you find this?
It was in a box. We just, I don't know if you saw, we just fucked up a bunch of slavers a while back.
You know, Tammy said something about that. That was very good for you. I mean, fuck those people. They don't deserve to have any
Pieces of
rights
shit,
to live.
right?
Exactly.
Anyway,
But
who
if you
does that?
found this, and she turns it and she looks at the pure symbol and she goes, curious. It appears that the purists have found a way to see through their illusions without needing to touch theirs, dude. Very interesting.
That fucking reminds me. Okay, I have a bit of an off-topic question for you.
Very well.
I heard that if I see my dad, my father, whatever, if I see him, I'll die. Is that like?
I've been curious as to why you haven't asked any of these questions lately.
Yes.
I've
I don't know.
heard you've been told such things and you don't seem curious in the least about it. Are you not interested in seeing your father?
I don't really care if I meet that scumbag, but now I'm curious because like the purists have like illusion magic kind of going on now. It seems interesting.
The power of true sight goes along with the... Have you heard of the power of remembrance?
Yes, but just for like, I don't know, somebody else who might be listening and you should explain it.
So, she makes you think of the time when you when you were in, what's it called? You were in River's Run, and you were told you remember when you were first told about the King Ashton?
Yes.
And how the kings are decided by having the power of remembrance. They essentially get to remember the past and stuff like that.
Yes.
So it's essentially the rolling effect of, like, imagine a ball gaining more and more power. Every time someone uses the power of remembrance, they get access to that ball of energy, and it keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger as time goes on. Essentially is the best way to describe it.
I'm gonna be honest, I thought I imagined that story plot.
No.
Cool.
It's always been there, y'all just haven't investigated it. Well, this true sight that they seem to have uncovered, I believe that somebody within the Purists has access to it and has now begun to use that kind of magic to help with their little fight against Therisdoom. That seems to be where this armband has come from. And what this does, essentially, is let you see into almost all realms simultaneously. Anything invisible or ethereal, ghostly,
Wait,
if you will.
let me see the difference between somebody who's a changeling and who isn't. Or not a changeling. Fuck. What are they called?
Doppelganger.
Doppelgangers. Thank you.
It might. It very well might. It's very good at seeing what is actually there.
So, okay, this seems like an important thing to have, and as much as I don't want to talk to Tammy, it seems like this is worth keeping attuned to myself. So I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
I'm gonna unattune from Brachus's dagger
Okay.
to do that.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, is there anything else you'd have me do, my queen?
Just see if you can help Nico and Tamiel. Their quest, I feel, is incredibly interesting, and I think you'd like to see the end of it.
Okay. I'm also looking into some recruitment, by the way.
I've been
Hopefully-
noticing you've been telling people about me.
Is that not kosher?
I find it so lovely. I'd like to see where that might go. Perhaps something interesting may happen. I don't know, but the more the merrier, I would say. The more people you have following me, the easier it is to spread your own lies across different places.
Well,
How incredible would it have to be your own network of rumors you could just start on a whim?
okay. Okay, I'm gonna put some serious thinking into that.
You should. Well,
I'll,
Kazim, I have other places to be, but I look forward to see where this goes.
alright.
Good night.
Been a pleasure, Lyra. Have a good one.
You see her kind of like stop for a second. She's been turning away and kind of look at you for a second. You just hear this as she just kind of waves her hand and the fire goes out and everything goes black. Silas. Well, you were laying down and going to bed. You feel this weird... Normally you feel calm when you feel this happen, but you start sitting down in this kind of dark room and it feels like you're sitting down in a chair. And you just hear this voice on the other end. So, my champion wishes to relinquish his powers.
Not relinquish. Simply, I fear it may be abused.
By whom? You? Or us? And as he says that, you'll see the 6 chairs of the orc gods in front of you, and you can obviously tell that it's Groomish that is speaking to you.
You know of the one I travel with, the ghost, the king of dreams.
He has been a rather interesting person. You worry of him?
The path I walk and the path they walk, clearly intertwined. I fear every enemy I cut down is one I am saving him the effort of. His words are blood in my mouth. There is something I do not see. I am grateful for this power, but the pressure of maintaining such a position when 2 weeks ago I was but a hunter. Now I feel like I am the only one standing between order and chaos. I am surrounded by those who deceive and lie, direct and indirect. Your guidance is all I have had. And yet I fear even that may be manipulated by him.
You fear manipulation from this mortal? This bodiless soul? Have you ever sat and wondered? That's why we send you with him. You are the voice of reason, but also the strongest voice of war. You can stop. He doesn't care who he cuts down. You do. I feel your friends. No, they're not your friends. Your compatriots. They need the voice of reason. Without it, they'd be lost. And you need them. Without them, they will never get vengeance. And you point, and you see him kind of move his arm up, and again it shows that kind of field with off in the distance, you're seeing that familiar. You see these two silhouettes, knowing that it's a much younger orc child. It seems before it was a baby, but it seems like this. It's aged a little bit, and you see the feminine figure. So obviously, it's your wife and your child.
Nico and Kazim. I admit there is a care for them beyond simple travelers. Before I move forward, before a decision is made, a decision you have admitted you will trust, I must find the truth about Tamiel. The real truth, the whole truth, not marred by shadow or history. What is he? What are his stakes? I know he is tied to Therisdune in a way that history has blurred. I know that we are here not by chance. Where do I find the answers I seek? Because I will travel every mile to find them. On that you have my solemn and undying vow.
You feel the presence of Groomish lean back into his chair as he sits and thinks, as he kind of looks to the others around him. Return to the flow. Search for your information. I too would like to know his origin. And I'd like to know what he would want.
How can I trust that their knowledge is true?
Because I don't think he's had enough time to be able to change anything.
I'm gonna get up out of the chair.
Mm-hmm.
I bow my head in respect, but I will look at Groomish.
Mm-hmm.
When all this is done, when the slate is wiped clean, we orcs will have our place in the world. But I have seen the histories, both sides. I feel the orcs are best positioned as mediators. Warriors where needed, protectors where needed. I will guide. I will teach until my time is up. But the age of orcs is changing, and we must change with it.
You hear that booming kind of voice from Groomish. As you just feel this kind of shaking in the ground as you see the silhouette of him stand up, and he's massive. He takes a step down, and then another. And you notice as he's getting closer, he is beginning to shrink until he's about the same size as you. And you hear him say, "That is why you were chosen." And he reaches his arm out towards you.
Take it.
As soon as you grab it,
Oh, no.
everything goes black. Nico!
Oh,
You decide that you're going to go wake up. You said Kazim, right?
yeah.
So, Kazim, after your little dream, you kind of get woken up. How does Nico wake up Kazim?
I
Eldritch Blast.
Well, I mean, if you gotta know,
Go big or go home.
I'm gonna just stand at the outside of the tent, and I'm just going to with my chill touch because come on, it's Kazim. I am going to start tickling his feet with my skeletal hand.
Kazim, you feel this weird, like, sharp, bony protruding, like you did you wear your boots to the bed?
I feel like Kazim is the type to wear his boots to bed.
Well, for some reason, one of your feet is cold, and now you're feeling this weird, sharp, hard thing kind of on the bottom of your foot, just kind of wiggling a little bit as you kind of shoot up, and you just see there's your tent door, and through the slit is this disgusting, bony hand tickling your foot.
Now, Kazim being canonically non-ticklish,
Yeah,
It's
it
gonna
didn't.
be
It didn't
incredibly-
tickle. You just
Yeah.
felt this weird bony thing moving on your foot.
to recognize the hand, or
With how dark it is, no, you're just seeing this weird, like, imagine like any horror movie where it like grabs the side of the tent and just slowly slithers in, and just starts pick it on your foot.
I would like to kick the hand.
All right, roll for the attack.
Ooh, natural 16. What would this be?
Nico, how
Dex,
far
or-
away are you?
Me myself, I have a range of 120 feet, so like
Okay.
I'm
Well, all of a
I'm
sudden,
fair bit away.
you just feel your spell just drop as Kazim, you kick it and it just gone.
Field goal. I think that's the word.
I'm going to resummon the hand and just like kind of slowly like float in the air and just like do this like with the finger kind of motion like come on like follow me.
So all of a sudden, there's another hand that kind of opens the side of the tents, and it sits there bony as it's like.
I am in Nico's tent. Here's what I'm gonna do: is is the tent open in any way? Can anybody look in?
Not really, no. It's so essentially these are those triangle tents with it's just the two flaps on either side.
I am going to grab my dagger.
Mhm.
I'm gonna grab Brachus's because
Okay.
I feel like it's funnier if I use his dagger for miscreant deeds.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna start cutting the ties that hold the tent together while I'm inside it.
Oh damn bitch!
Okay.
You spent so much time on that then.
I'm gonna spend another couple.
Somebody else.
So, Nico, all of a sudden, your tent just kind of. And you know what? Kazim, go ahead and roll Dex for me.
Oh, I'm amazing at this. That's a saving throw or
Just Dex. Just Dex.
9?
Okay,
I'm
so
amazing.
it's not nearly as cool as I thought it was gonna be, but you see Kazim trying to like scramble out the back of it a little too quickly as you can tell he tried to cut it and like get out so it makes it look like he disappeared. But yeah, it didn't
you
work.
got caught in it?
Crawling out.
Yeah,
You're
you just
caught
see,
on it?
you see him like halfway through it and he's trying to hide behind a tree that's
I'm
next to
gonna
it.
jump on him. I'm gonna jump on top of him. Like I'm gonna treat the tent like a sack on top of his head.
Okay, you can either roll for
I'm gonna be
athletics or
going,
acrobatics.
Kazim, please get up, man.
Okay. Do I need to make a roll?
No.
Not get a sack put on my head?
So both of you either have to roll athletics or acrobatics. Rollings.
I'll go for acrobatics.
Acrobatics for sure. With our -1 to strength.
God, so bad. 6 total.
18.
Yeah. So you see Nico running up on top of you, trying to grab the tent and put it over your head, and you're just kind of holding it with your head dodging out of the way. Obviously, Nico, he's too quick for you. You just can't do it.
Dang it. Kazim, what the
I don't know what happened. It was that weird skeletal hand thingy.
was it? I was calling you over.
Do I need to roll deception?
Yeah, go
Try
for
to
it.
keep-
Fuck it. Let's see what happens.
That one?
Yeah, no, he's obviously fucking lying to you. He wanted to be an asshole, and you can tell he did it on purpose to be a dick.
Grinning ear to ear.
Yeah, that shit-eating grin on his face.
It's hard to
Here
do
I
with
was
you.
trying to be nice and quiet about it, wake you up, and that's how you pay me
You-
back?
You poked me with a skeleton.
You know, just you know, your foot, right? Come on, it's not the
last
weirdest thing you've
session,
seen
I do
happen.
remember explicitly setting up my tent like 15 feet away.
Which you
Yes,
did.
you did.
Yeah.
You did.
Okay. You want to go use my tent, Nico?
I don't need your tent. Just
Okay. Good
Just
luck
hold on
spending
to
the next 4 hours trying to put this back up.
you know, you can just hold on to me. If you promise not to do anything weird with my necklace.
I'm so confused.
Well,
Aren't I the
Okay,
one supposed to be, shouldn't I be standing watch?
I'm going to walk over to him. I'm going to take off my necklace in a sign of faith and trust, Kazim, and put it in your hand.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna get back into it.
As soon as
I'm fucking resting in that bitch instead.
you see Nico just kind of take this purplish blue amulet off of his neck as he's holding it out to you. And as soon as you touch it, you see his arm beginning to become transparent, and it goes up to his body. You see all of him kind of slowly evaporate into this weird misty trail into the amulet itself.
Okay. Cool. I'll stand watch and pretend I didn't just lose Nico.
Go ahead and roll for perception for me.
Oh, I've got like an insane modifier to this. Yeah, 8. That's off a nat 2.
So
I'm real bad.
it seems like a fairly quiet night, the crackling of the campfire, but you don't notice any of that because you're staring at this fucking necklace trying to figure out what the fuck just happened to Nico. You're so enveloped in what in the hell happened? Holding it up to the campfire, seeing if you can see inside of it, but you can't. While that's happening, Nico, you enter into the necklace, into the normal kind of lounge area that's normally there. You see Tammy just kind of motion over to a kind of bed for you, and you just hear him say, "I think it's best for you to sleep in here as well."
Oh, I'm going to like have to like scoot over to the bed. I like Tammy is truly most of the times a pleasant side for the sore eyes for Nico. Whenever he's whenever he's around him, he feels like he can relax, like his shoulders drop, like the tension is just gone, and he's just one big exhale and he can just be. So I'm gonna walk over to him and sit down on the bed.
He kind of lays down almost perpendicular to you as you kind of lay your head on his stomach as he lays there, and he goes, "Good night, Nico. Sleep well." As he's slowly stroking your hair in a much more, like, I know you're usually very comfortable to him, but this is much more comforting than he normally is. Seems a little bit more affectionate than he normally is for some odd reason as you begin drifting off into sleep. And as you begin listing away to what sounds like water or waves or even wind, you all of a sudden start... You know that you're asleep, but you get this odd feeling of also being awake as you are in a dark room, and there seems to be a door in front of you. Just a normal wooden door. It's got a brass handle on it. There doesn't seem to be anything too remarkable about it. There is the light coming from underneath it that seems to show what looks to be stone floor with the going around the border. And you're seeing that it's a wooden frame, perhaps stone walls or something. Nothing too remarkable about where you're in, but it's very dark. You don't feel closed in, but you don't feel like you're outside either. All you can really see is just this door frame.
Oh. is just a door frame with no doors in it, or
No,
like is there like an
there's a
actual...
door that's closed, and then you can see the door frame and little bits around it,
Hmm.
but you just see this weird light essentially bordering this door and this door frame.
Okay. I'm going to walk up to it and gently put a hand on the handle and try to push it open.
Okay, so you walk up to the door and you go to grab the handle, and it feels incredibly like warm as you turn the knob, and it very easily and quietly swings open into this very grand stone hallway where there seems to be these tapestries. Kind of, you can see the ceiling is about 30-ish feet tall. It's massive. You can see these large kind of open arcs in the just giant stone wall with pillars and columns, with a bunch of different open arcs to this beautiful scenery outside where it's just lush green trees with mountains off in the distance. It's in an area you don't recognize. You don't know this landscape whatsoever, but you do see this beautiful purple streak going across the sky. It seems almost like you've seen the Aurora Borealis, those kinds of lights. It looks like that, but it's just this beautiful purple going across into the night. You're hearing birds quietly kind of chirp. You can hear them nesting off on the side. You're seeing the other side of the wall is just a large stone wall with gigantic panes of stained glass. You are seeing sconces of lit torches going the large way around this hallway. You do see that as soon as you step out into it, it's not cold. It looks like it should be chilly outside as it's getting darker, but it feels warm. It feels homely, almost, as you walk into this. It's a good maybe 50 to 100 feet long, it directly in front of you, but about 30-ish feet on the right side, you do see this large kind of double-sided wooden door. Your best guess is that you're in the kind of outer courtyard walls of some kind of castle somewhere.
Ooh. He is pretty good. Wow. Mesmerized by the surroundings, especially the purple streak in the sky. He's admiring it with a slight smile on his face, and as he's just slowly walking by, he's going to head towards the doors.
Okay. As you begin walking towards those large double doors, you hear a very light voice behind you, feminine, a little bit higher, and your heart almost skips a beat, like you're excited when you hear it for some reason. You're just, well, there you are. And you turn around, and you see this woman. She's about 5'6". She's got beautiful, long, wavy blonde hair, these piercing blue eyes, kind of olive-like skin. She's much more... she's not really thin, but she's got a more kind of fit look about her. She's got a little bit broader shoulders than most people would think, but she is astonishingly beautiful to you. You feel this feeling of like butterflies in your stomach, and you feel this weird connection to this woman for some reason, and she looks at you with a huge smile on her face with her head kind of cocked.
Were you looking for me?
Of course, silly. It's time for dinner. Come on.
It's been... It feels like been ages. Like I've just seen you and never laid my eyes upon you, honestly.
You always just know what to say. Come here. And she kind of grabs your arm and loops around as she brings you into the double doors. And as you're kind of walking down into this, through this large doorway, the door is wide open, and it opens up in this huge, like, ballroom almost, with a giant grand double staircase in the middle of it, with this beautiful blue carpet that kind of runs from the entrance all the way up the stairs, up until farther you can't see. It also breaks off down these two hallways underneath both the staircases. And off to your left and right, you see another runner of this blue, royal blue carpet kind of go down into these other hallways. As you're walking along for quite a while, you're going into the main room, you're going off to the right side hallways, you hear this woman just kind of talking. She goes, you know, Ventus didn't think that you were going to come home anytime soon, but I'm very sure that he's going to be so excited to see you. And when you hear the name Ventus, you immediately picture this kind of young boy with black hair and brown eyes and just kind of looking up at you. You have this familiarity with him where he feels like he's your son. And when you think of Ventus, you immediately see this woman playing with him, and now you think that this is your wife.
I just stand there with like this satisfied smile, like I feel accomplished, like at ease, like right where I'm supposed to be, just looking at them with a smile on my face, hands on my hips, watching them play.
As you continue walking down, you're just hearing young Ventus go, "Daddy, Daddy, come play, come play." And you hear this other woman go, "Now, Ventus, it's time for dinner. Come on." As she turns this corner down a hallway and out of your sight.
I'm going to listen to my wife. Always listen to your wife, guys. And follow in for the dinner.
You begin walking down the hallway, and you like feel your hand going across the wall. That seems to be almost comforting to you, like you've done it 1,000 times. You're feeling the stone and the grout in between each of the layers of bricks. As you turn the corner and you see this large hallway ahead of you, but in the middle of it, you're seeing this silhouette. And it's very confusing, but it disappears in an instant. It's this large man, it looks like, in the middle of this hallway, but it vanishes. As you kind of shake it off and continue walking down, as you see at the end of the hallway is that woman and Ventus kind of quickly walking into another room.
Would I have paid attention today? Like, more than just like something that just at the back of my head. Would I have paid attention to the shadow? To the little silhouette?
So, you're not... It was so quick that it was one of those, you're not sure if you actually saw it or if it was a trick of the light as soon as you came around. Because this hallway in particular isn't as well lit as other ones. It just kind of seems like maybe like a tapestry of fallen or something, and it just kind of... It was so quick when you came around that corner.
All right. Well, I'm going to follow after my wife.
Okay.
With like a steady pace.
As you begin walking down, you turn the corner into this dining room, and you see this large, long table with 3 placemats kind of set next to each other. It seems to be your guys' favorite part in the middle of the table, because you personally, for some reason, don't like sitting at the end of the table. You always like sitting in the middle, being in the middle of everything that happens at dinner and making sure that you can hear and talk to both of them while you eat. So you guys all sit down, and you see that there's this lovely small meal brought to you. For some reason, it seems like this woman cooked it, as it seems homemade, and she seems so proud. And you see she's got a kind of apron on, which is odd because you're seeing this large, lovely castle that you are sure is yours. You are in charge of it for some reason, but it seems like you just kind of live here like you would a normal house. As you sit down with your wife and your child for dinner, and they talk about their excitements for the day, everything goes black for a moment. You don't think you fell asleep. You don't remember falling asleep, but you feel this kind of warm vibrating in your eyes as you start kind of seeing this light begin to kind of start in the middle of it. It's orange and like red, and as it begins to kind of expand a little bit more at a time. And what you see is there's the stone that was below you in this dining room. You notice that there's tapestries on the wall that are now caught fire. You notice on the table that there are these masses kind of laying on the table that you begin to recognize as a woman and a child. as you look down at your hands and you see that there is a knife in your hand and blood dripping down as this weird flood of emotions and anger and fear begin going over your body as you start envisioning you, for some reason, getting mad at dinner, slashing your wife's throat and throwing your kid against the table and snapping his neck. And as you're doing that, you kind of look up and you see this large mirror that is directly in front of you. And what you see is this dark-skinned, white hair person with a white eye and a black eye standing there with a knife as you begin realizing that it's you. But behind you, you see this large man looming over you with bright purple eyes, almost enveloping your body as you bellow out in the scream and wake up next to Tammy, who isn't asleep. He's just kind of sitting there on the bed, sitting up against some kind of wall that seems to be there. And you see him kind of quickly look over at you and goes, "I'm sorry you had to see that."
What was that?
That, my dear Nico, was the last day I was immortal.
No.
While that is happening, Kazim, you're sitting out there and the sun begins to start rising, at least a little bit. It's about maybe 5-ish, 6-ish in the morning. You're getting a bit tired. You could probably wake up somebody else for the last little bit if you wanted to. You didn't really see, it's been very quiet. Nothing's been going on. You haven't figured out shit about this necklace. You're muted.
Yep. I'll probably go over to Silas's tent and just kind of flick the door a bit just to make a little bit of noise, but not too much.
Silas, you're a pretty light sleeper, so you'd probably wake up to the sound of something interacting with your tent. In a quiet way, you could tell that it's obviously trying to be somewhat respectful, but also trying to get your attention in some manner.
I will wake up, grab my things, and poke my head out the tent.
You want to take last watch?
You need your rest. I can handle it.
Thank you, buddy. And then I'm going to go back over to my tent and get the rest of my sleep.
Okay. So while you go off into bed, Silas, you're waking up and you're just going to watch for the last little bit.
Yep.
Roll for perception for me.
Here we go. Ooh, that's fucking 24.
Okay, you can see the sun is beginning to go over the mountains that used to be kind of imposing at one point, but now being that you've been to the top and you've been in the lowest part of it, seem to be just kind of milestones at this point. As it begins cresting over the horizon, and you're seeing it coming down into the trees on the forest floor that is around you. You're seeing that there are leaves covered in dew as it begins warming up, and you're seeing this beautiful, like, mist almost kind of going across the lowest part of the ground. It's not thick by any means, but it's obviously there's moisture around here that seems to be evaporating with the sign of that first morning light that kind of gives this almost a golden look around the entire forest. And it weirdly seems like one of the few moments in your life that you feel like the sense of natural beauty being around you. It makes you feel comfortable and calm seeing it as you used to when you were an actual hunter, seeing that beautiful golden dew welcoming you into the morning.
Silas. Honestly, going back to his instincts, he would try and get a few drops of that dew and see if he can store them in some kind of small vial or something.
Okay.
Knowing that, it's a sign of good luck.
Okay. You managed to pull out a small vial that you have had, that you just kind of walk over, and you find a small plant that seems to be coated in that kind of morning dew as you very lightly try and move the water into it, and you have yourself a nice little vial of morning dew. It doesn't really do much except for give you a sense of good luck.
I will pocket it and I will do my watch up until I sort of hear people beginning to stir, and then I will go on the morning hunt.
Okay. So, if there's nothing else to do, shall we go until everyone wakes up?
Yeah, I'm down.
Okay.
Okay.
So, you're gonna go on your hunt then?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go ahead and roll for nature or investigation.
I'm gonna go nature on that one. That is not great. That's a 15.
So you don't really see much big game, but you do notice that there is quite a few rabbits that seem to be out this morning. So you're able to kind of walk around, and you do see the rabbit holes, so you do see where they're going. So you probably could, follow them around and set up a few small
let's do
traps.
it.
Roll
Yeah,
for
let's do it.
survival for me.
That's nice. Oh, that's a lot better. It's an 18.
Okay, so you set up a couple good traps that you could probably sit and rest for a little while, just kind of watching them, because they're next to where you saw these rabbit holes being. After about 30-ish, 45 minutes, you do start hearing one, every once in a while, kind of thing, thing, as you walk over and you see these trees that you had bent down and kind of staked down a little bit as a kind of snare trap. At least 3 of the 4 that you set up have fairly decent sized rabbits now, dangling from there. They're not dead. They're obviously still trying to kick and scream and stuff, but being a hunter and not wanting to make it any worse, you just kind of walk up and very quickly do the most painless kind of death you can to make sure that they're quick and easy. You've got yourself nice large rabbits for breakfast.
All right, let's start cooking.
Okay, so who do you think would be first to wake up?
Probably me, actually.
Okay, so as you were walking back to the camp with your catch, you start making a fire out of just some, thatch and stuff that you have around you. And as you begin kind of roasting these rabbits on a stick, you skin them very nicely, and they're just the bare meat on there. You've picked your herbs as you normally do, and you've stuffed them with the garlics and the basil that you found. You also found some nice parsley or something out there. You did manage to find a couple small little peppers that you've been able to kind of quickly chop up and throw into almost a pot as for a stew or something, for kind of a more hearty breakfast for your group, as you hear a stir coming from Imy's canopy off on the side. And you see the beautiful elven woman walk out in her green dress as she's tying her hair around her as her normal harness.
I hope your rest was more comfortable.
It was at least more comfortable than sleeping on the dirt.
Well, breakfast will be ready soon.
Okay, I have a small plan before we leave this morning, if that's okay.
I'm open to hearing it.
Well, it's kind of a way for me to bond with you guys, so it's slightly a surprise. All it requires is us to wait a little bit longer before we leave.
Speaking of, and I will throw her the vial of morning dew.
this will actually be greatly helpful.
A good luck charm amongst my people. The first drops of morning will always keep you well fed and well watered.
Thank you. I apologize for my companion's demeanor.
You need not apologize for something that is not your fault. It is clear to me, as it is clear with Nico and his escort, shall we say, that you are two individuals.
If only our bond was as simple as theirs.
Theirs is far from simple, that much I am sure.
But
Just
I
know
will
this.
explain. I will explain later, I promise.
It is not an answer I am owed. I find myself very troubled, surrounded by enigmas and anonymities.
I can promise you for one thing that I am not any sort of it. I am merely a woman blessed, and you can tell when she says that word, she's like stretching it to fit the scenario with a situation that I did not completely agree with.
A position it is arguable that we share. I did not choose the life I lead, I did not choose the gifts I was given. But for now, they have their uses, and
Agreed.
the price I
But-
pay that having my family held is more than sufficient, I suppose.
I'm going to gather things for what I need them. Is there anything I can gather you?
I could do with a bit more rosemary.
Certainly. I will be back soon. She's gonna grab her scythe out of her tent and go off to gather some stuff.
I would say, Kazim, what do you probably wake up around here, wouldn't you?
Yeah, he's used to waking up at noon, or not noon, dawn. Fuck.
Yeah, so you'd probably woken up around the time as you walk out of your tent, and you've placed the necklace that Nico gave you probably like in your tent on like a cushion or some shit, because you don't know if it, like, if he could feel what you do with it. So you're just kind of not sure what the fuck to do with it. Just kind of leave it in there. As you walk out of your tent, you see Aimee kind of wandering off into the woods, and you see Silas sitting there, and he's beginning breakfast.
I don't think Kazim would try to talk to anyone right now.
Okay. Silas,
I think he'll go.
do you say anything to Kazim as he's walking out of his tent?
If he looks like he's avoiding conversation, Silas will respect that. It all depends on whether it looks like he's like, just leave me alone for now.
Kazim would definitely just be like shadowing Silas, just watching him cook.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Silas will respect his privacy. But he will acknowledge you and sort of give you a nod, and so that it doesn't appear like he's ignoring you. And yeah, I'll just keep being Gordon Ramsay.
Or Ramsay.
Oh man.
Our DM is brewing too many stories in his
I am.
brain.
So anyway, way, and then I started blasting.
I would like to blow up the nearest inn with my thoughts.
The issue is he can do that.
Right.
As if I haven't. Anyway. Dire roll for
At
nature,
the-
please.
Oh. Ooh.
I told you I was doing a thing. Calm down. Don't get excited. Ooh, okay, that's a natural 20, bestie.
Okay, yeah, you found everything that you were looking for.
I don't want to. I'm not going to consider it wasting it on this.
No,
It's
I
okay.
think that's pretty good. So I'm gonna say it's around this time that as you're cooking, Ayami begins to start coming back to the group. You see her returning from the forest, and you hear this kind of like, for lack of a better term, it sounds like gas escaping from like a bag or something, just kind of and all of a sudden Nico emerges from Kazim's tent.
Just poof, there he is.
Yep.
Man, Nico. He's rolling his shoulders. Honest, like physically, it was the best rest he's had in quite a while. Mentally, he's just tired. He seems very tired, and he's going to walk out of the tent, look around. He will see the guys. Silas cooking specifically, and he will sit down, kind of like his knees drawn up to his chin, his arms just like around them, just looking as he cooking. Good morning, Silas.
I trust, as always, we were all somewhat informed in our sleep.
Wait, you guys sleep?
Actually, we
Okay.
do.
Tourist, we're gonna have to talk about that kind of shit, by the way.
No, okay. We meditate. We don't have to sleep. We meditate.
Oh, you meditate. Well, you also turn into an asshole and throw me.
Look.
Hmm.
He did what? Well, hold on. He did what?
He grabbed me by my wrist and yucked me.
Mm,
I'm talking overhead.
I'm not
she's
going to lie.
Puny
He
God
is not the
style.
nicest.
she's gonna take a deep breath and start making a little mini pyre over on the side with like pretty rocks around it. Like she's gonna put dedication and time into this shit.
Okay.
We're leaving in like an hour.
She can spend an hour doing it if that's what she wants to do. So go ahead and roll for.
You know what I'm trying to do, right, bestie?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Roll for religion for me with advantage.
Okay. That would be a 21.
Okay, so most of you guys don't notice, but you manage to make this kind of shrine almost with your fat flowers as you normally do, and kind of it's small, but it's definitely exactly the way you imagine it would be.
It has been a long rest, right, Kava?
Yes, you all did recover from a long rest.
Nice. I can change my spells.
Ooh, thank you for
Oh
reminding
shit, that's a thing, ain't it?
me.
Changing your spells. Oh my god.
I've changed a few. I'll admit, I've changed a few of them.
Us clerics get to do a lot of fun shit like that.
Oh, it's so good, isn't it? Be
I
the
don't like
cleric,
Mm.
I have my own shit. Anyway,
and
So-
and I get my tattoo back as well, don't I?
Yep.
so I assume they are eating.
Yeah, I will.
Nico is not touching his food.
Once I've, again, I will be putting out 6 portions, handing, one to Kazim, one to Nico, leaving one out for Ayami, and then taking one for myself, leaving the other 2 on the dirt.
Might I ask a favor of all of you, if you have the moment?
Oh, use better words. Favors are
I understand that
dangerous.
you're coming, but I feel like this is something that would be helpful to do. But it requires all of you for just a moment.
All right.
It's no kind of sorcery, I promise.
Nico's going to turn his attention to you.
I'll get up. Yeah, sure.
So she's going to lead you all to this. How she's designed it is she's taken like a couple thinner sticks and like a bunch of kindling. The kindling is inside the thinner sticks. The thinner sticks are set up like a teepee. Around them is a circle of rocks, and you can tell that like there are little areas that she has like flattened down the grass for us to sit in. One for each of you, and a little spot off to the right of each little sitting area lays a little bundle of small flowers, like field flowers, like the regular flowers you see out and about. And then where she places Silas, there are 3 little exotic flowers in that bundle. Where she places Nico, there is 1, and where she places Kazim, there is 1. No, there are 2. And then where she places herself, there is 1. Her spot has no little field flowers. What she does is she sits in the spot and she areas you all guys where you all are going to be. She takes a deep breath and she lights the little pyre. And she's going to look at you all and be like, what I have done is I have set you down in a mourning circle. You may not know what that is. It is something that we do in our homes to celebrate the life of someone that we've lost. I know for a fact that each one of you has lost at least one person that you hold dear, so each one of you has at least 1 exotic flower for that person. I can tell Silas that you leave 2 plates for 2 very important people for you, so you have 2 extra flowers.
The
I have
plates
heard
are not for
tales,
my family.
but all in all, it's still important to you. And with Kazim, I have a feeling that there's more than just 1 person. I'm not quite sure how many, but there's another. And all of you have the bundle flowers for people that you know in your life that you miss, that may not be just as important to you. And what you do, she's going to pick up her flower. She's going to put it toward her lips. She's going to whisper a name. And then she's going to kiss the petal and put it in the fire. And you send your love to them wherever they may be, whether alive or not so alive. You have the option of leaving the circle. It will not offend me at all. I know
Kazim
some
gets
of us
up and
cannot
walks
handle
away.
this. But do know that I will keep your flowers for you, for when you are ready. And with that, she's going to get up, dust herself off, and go back to her tent.
I'm going to give Silas a good look. When you're standing, sitting,
I'm standing.
yeah, and Nico's going to give him a good look. Without a word.
Probably notice it, wouldn't I? Out of my peripherals.
Yeah, I'd say with
Well,
your passive insight, you
My
probably
head
see
is
it.
fully turned towards you, so
Yeah.
yes.
I'm locking with your gaze. Blank face. Neither angry nor sad.
Silas, what are we fighting for?
There are many individuals here who fight for many different things. And all of them are wrong.
What do you think is the right reason?
Death, no matter how crude or clean, no matter how justified or unjustified, can never truly be accepted. That is why for every meal I cook, there is a plate for the All-Mother to give back. A hunter's job is to kill and forage to survive, as that is our nature, and in return we give back to the land. We give it what we have made, so as to balance life and death.
The natural order of things, you mean?
Life beyond death is unnatural. It is wrong.
And yet here we stand.
We are the anomaly.
What do you, Silas, want from all of this? I know that we joined Kazim because he needed us, and we went on this adventure because people needed us. And I know that you went on because you wanted revenge.
My gods wanted revenge. They want revenge for what was done.
What
The
do
orc
you want,
people.
Silas?
What I want is gone and has been ever since that day. My gods want justice. My people want representation. The people of Rivers Run want peace. Tasha wants me to be happy. You want Freya. Kazim wants to be independent. Ayami wants rest. If I knew what I wanted, I forgot it a long time ago. What I need, what I will search for, and what I will find is the truth. Whether or not I want it.
Are you afraid of what you're going to find?
I am afraid of many things, young warlock. But you cannot be afraid of the truth.
No.
I cannot change the truth. I will not. Others can, and they will try. And I'm sort of gonna almost talk through Nico. But no matter how much they change things or desire to, it still happened.
I hope you find what you seek. I really do. I'm going to turn around on my heel, shoot one glance at the flower, and I'm going to walk back to my tent. Kind of like a defeated sigh. I'm just going to start Taking it back up. Like on my knees. Being slightly grumpy.
Kazim, what are you doing?
I've probably just gone back to my tent and started packing up, getting ready to go.
Okay. Amy, what are you doing at your tent?
Honestly, she's probably gonna change and then pack and then wait and see when they're done packing. And if they haven't burnt their flowers, she will gather them up and keep them with her.
Okay. So as everyone begins getting their things together for their travels, everyone starts bundling up their tents and their bedrolls and whatnot. The food has been eaten, the fire has been put out as we begin loading up the cart once more, brushing the horses and feeding them a little bit as thanks for their hard work. We're going to continue our travel onto River's Run. So before we do it, I'd like to ask, there are about 5 days left to traveling, so I will give you guys the option to vote. Would you like to play out more day by day, or would you like to kind of fast forward until we start getting closer?
Silas is first in the queue in order of introduction.
Camera. Yeah.
I want to see what we find.
Okay, so that's 1 for day by day.
I'm conflicted because I do want to see what we could find.
Then how
because I'm
about
a loot
this?
goblin.
I will give us a third option where we will speed it up, but we will roll 1d20 per day to decide what happens that day.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
I'd vote for
Yeah,
that.
that's hands down that one.
However, Karma, there is one thing I would like to do whilst we're traveling.
Yeah.
I don't know whether or not this will bear fruit, but
Oh, he's probably typing. Yo, guys.
Tyson. Welcome, Tyson.
To be
He's
clear,
thinking shit,
Okay.
fucking
Okay.
DM, fucking
Okay.
bitch.
Okay.
Okay.
I thought I lost audio. I was
Nope.
panicking.
No.
Right.
See what I'm going for, Karma.
I see it.
I need
I
to
see it.
know. I need to know.
to be clear, none of you burnt your flowers that night, right? Like that morning?
I wouldn't have burnt it. I would have spilled some blood into the fire.
Okay, she would have noticed that cleaning up, but her main thing is the flowers. Nobody did anything with the flowers, right?
No.
No.
She individually wraps them in their own different color of, like, silk to put them in her bag. So each
You
one of you
mind-
now, one of you
Yeah,
now has a color for her.
Oh, what
you
colors do
look
we have?
I was
You
just saying,
got-
if I'm green, that's really racist.
Colors are we having, huh?
She has reasons for her colors. You'll just have to find out.
No,
Green.
no, but do tell us what colors do we have?
No, we have to find out.
Oh,
Yeah,
wait, we
find
don't know?
No, you didn't see her pack it up. You all were busy.
Oh, no, I thought like, okay, my bad.
All right. Okay, Karma. Okay.
Okay. So, who would like to roll first?
Oh, it's gotta be me. I just rolled a 1 and a 2.
Let him get
The
up
only
his
way we
cycle.
can go is up.
I mean, we could stay down here.
Okay.
Accidentally rolls a d10, gets a 0.
Uh-huh.
So you
Gee,
said 2?
thanks, Kazim.
Hey, on a D10, that's a 10. On this, though, it's a 2.
It depends. It depends.
Oh,
Depends on how the
God.
DM rules it.
So, what happens with your 1 or 2? What, you guys are continuing on your walk down the path. It's about 10-ish in the morning when it just starts pissing rain. The hardest rain it has ever had. It continues going like this for at least another hour.
Silas is loving it.
Before it starts, it's starting to soak through some of your guys' clothes. as you come across a river that you can tell where the bridge used to be, but it's obviously been over flooded, and there's no way across this river as it seems to be much higher than it normally would be. You can see posts of where there probably is a bridge, but it's at least a good 6 inches underwater. Very fast rushing water right now, as it's just drenching the entire. Everything's mud. It's the most rain any of you have seen in a very long
Oh.
time.
God dang it.
Of course, you
Fuck.
wait until I fix the issue that we talked about to have this happen.
Yes.
Screw you, bestie.
Because he rolled it.
Yeah, but
You're
I used
welcome,
to.
gang.
So no, when I originally rolled this character, she got an option cantrip, and for some reason it automatically chose like earth, basically earthbending. I don't remember what the name of it was,
Control.
but I finally figured out what it was, and I finally fixed it, and now he
Hold
throws
earth,
something that
I
I could have
believe.
used it at.
The temptation to cast command on the river and just say stop.
I mean, you can
But I'm not-
try.
But it's just an intrusive thought, okay? Because I just got the spell, so I'm like, eh. But yeah,
I mean, we gotta try
One
now.
singular water drop just stops midair.
is there a big tree I could try and knock over to make a makeshift bridge?
Roll for perception with disadvantage.
That's fine by me, buddy boy.
So to be clear, there is a bridge. It's just 6 inches underwater.
It's at least, it's hard to tell. You can tell where the post was. You can tell that that is where a bridge was built. And if there is one, it is very clearly underwater, under a very fast rushing river.
So that's a cool nat
Well-
20 I don't get to use.
Oh.
But I did get a total of 19.
Okay, so you kind of walk as you're walking along the river, and you see that the river is still going up a bit more as it's still horrifically raining. You do notice that there is kind of a slight cliff there looks to be where there is a very large tree that you could probably use. The cliff is only maybe about like 5 feet. It's not huge or anything. It's not like the mountain. It's just an
Yeah.
extra like shelf above the river with a very large tree that with enough work you could probably chop down that tree to be able to get across.
The issue is how do we get the cart across? But it's an option that we have. I will go back to the group and sort of. I could make us a makeshift bridge using the tree on the ridge. I've done such a thing before. It may even be large enough to get the horses across, but the cart would have to remain here.
Ooh. Oh.
Is there anything of importance in
I mean, we
that?
don't have much choice, do we?
I mean, we could wait for the storm to let up and for the river to subside, but that could take hours, maybe even days.
You need help with that? I know that physically, I'm not the most impressive one out here, but I could help if you'd let me.
Iami, Kazim, what are your says?
I have an idea. I don't think it'll work though.
Mm.
So, like most of your ideas.
Okay, Silas. We can play this game all day where you bash me for all of my failures and then
I'm simply saying that you tend to say that phrase a lot.
most of my plans have worked. I'll put that out there. Most of my plans have worked. Maybe not
Really?
100%. I got that necklace.
I too have an idea, but I'm not quite sure if you all will be alright with it. It would also still involve leaving the cart.
I kind of want to take this cart. I like the cart.
The cart is invaluable. But are we willing to wait? I'm fine in this weather.
So,
The rest of
For
you
me, it
need-
is
how much
useful,
water
but-
is 10 gallons? Is that enough to clear a way to pass this
No.
bridge? No. What if I do it 3 times in a row for 30 gallons?
What do you have?
Create and destroy water.
Yeah. You know
10
what?
gallons at a
You know
time.
what?
If I
Roll,
okay, what if I burn
roll for
4
either hold on. Roll for either wisdom or arcana.
Okay, +0 to Arcana, so Wisdom. 19? Is that a that's
Okay.
16. 19.
For which one?
Or Wisdom.
For your wisdom, you can tell that you could probably destroy 30 gallons, but that doesn't really stop the 30 more gallons coming up from upriver.
I'm saying, what if we ran at this like full speed and then destroy? Could I do
Why
that?
don't we just cut a couple trees down? And...
You would think you are pretty sure, Kazim, that the river is running a little too fast for you to be able to do that. You are getting somebody washed away.
Mm-hmm.
If you want the cart, we can always just look for a different area that isn't so low.
If we don't have the cart, then what do we have? Just the horses, right? We have 4 horses still.
Pretty sure we have 3 because we gave one away.
Didn't tourists show up on a horse?
Nico gave away. No.
No, they just walked up.
Okay, well, 2 of us can ride on one horse. We can saddle up. So we'll have 3 horses. What are we truly losing with the cart that we can't just buy another one?
A place for the
ability-
wounded to sleep.
The wounded to sleep, to carry all of our supplies, because don't forget we've also got that hide in there. We've got a lot of our traveling supplies in there. I'm pretty... Remind me, I did see the sort of illusion of the sort of door on the cart.
That you assume Tammy had something to do with.
Yeah, it can also be used as lodging by the right individuals.
There's also tiny cat scribbles from like claw scratchings from the cat.
We could pull those boards out and take them with us.
Seems like fuck it. I want the boards.
Just take the cart apart, go across the bridge, and rebuild it.
True. I could fly back and forth. It'd be a waste of 2 days of dismantling.
How much does a fucking cart weigh, though?
How close are we to Pebblebrook?
Based on your last trip, you would think that you're about 2 or 3 days out from Pebblebrook from this river.
There's a good chance we can just buy a new one in Pebblebrook.
We can always just wait out the storm.
I'm more than happy to do so.
I mean, do we have an idea of when the storm might be ending? Like, is it like a today or next week?
You roll for nature.
I might also do that because I actually specialize in this shit.
I specialize in medicine.
That's
You don't specialize in shit, bitches!
that is a dirty 20.
Okay. I think we're back up. There it is. Okay.
There we are.
So, you know that if you were to wait out this rain, based on how heavy it's going down, you, in your experience in this area, Silas, are pretty aware that the heavier it rains, the less time it actually stays raining. So, though it might be raining heavy, you're sure that, probably about 2 hours or so, you could probably keep going. It would take even longer for the river to kind of die back down, but about 2 hours the rain should stop.
The rain, judging from what I know, the storm will stop in a couple of hours, give a bit of extra time for the river to subside from all the water upstream to make its way down. By sunset, the bridge should be safe to cross. Obviously, that would then mean traveling at night.
Perfectly capable.
Yeah, doesn't sound like that bad of a plan.
With the way that I sleep, I don't have to sleep every night. So
The other thing is we can always, relax and take it easy now so that we are more energized when the sun sets.
That sounds like a good idea. I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to take this as an opportunity. We're going to be on the road for quite a while. I'm going to take this as an opportunity to maybe wash up a bit by the river, as there is a continuous stream of clean-ish water, I suppose. So I'm gonna be just up the river for a bit.
I would be careful. The ground by the riverbank is not used to being so close to water. It may be a lot more brittle, and malleable than a normal riverbank would be.
Now you're just worrying me, Silas. I thought it was going to be a nice bath situation, and now I'm worried for my life.
You don't want
Yeah.
no. This is like
There's
whitewater mudslide territory. This is like
Oh,
I was gonna say, yeah,
Not
this is
safe.
basically rapids.
if it's enough for one person to get swept away, or a whole cart even. Yeah, this is not bathing material.
well, not bathing, but like just kind of stand close by. I mean, it's raining as well, so just basically taking like a shirt off, like try to like just get fucking dirt out. I feel like this is something that could be possibly done without having to fall into the river, right?
I wouldn't do it without
Right, guys?
harness.
So, Imi's gonna look at you, and then look down at her hair, which is like becoming unkempt, and then just like put her stuff down and get out of the cart. Like, he has a very valid point. My hair is shit right now, and gets out of the cart.
I don't do
Silence,
well with
Kazim?
water. I am not.
Yeah,
I'm not
he's-
even gonna try.
Kazim's in the cart fucking pissed that it's raining.
I mean, my vestments are kind of like canvas material
Yeah.
almost, so they're almost keeping the water off me, but it's still definitely getting through.
Silas is fucking loving the rain. Like, he does not seem bothered whatsoever.
Yeah, you guys actually see Silas almost smiling, which is an odd sight for a very long time you haven't seen.
The only person enjoying the rain.
Yep. I mean, I'm a man of nature. This is nature's shower.
I don't even
know
think I could
sure.
fly in this.
Let's fucking try to take that shower, don't we?
Could I fly in this?
I mean, you could try.
Yeah, I'm not gonna try that shit.
Okay.
I
Everybody knows
will.
you can try as a trap.
I will probably climb into the car because I want to have a private word with Kazim very quickly,
Okay.
since he seems a little more talkative.
Okay.
The best day, I'm gonna send you a thing because I don't know how to describe this outfit.
Okay.
So yeah, cool.
Kazim, when we get to River's Run, I may require a favor.
I don't like.
I'm not asking you
First
to
of all,
spend
tell
a
me what
day
it
with Mistrix again.
Oh, that one hurts. That one hurts.
He knows. He knows. I need you to keep Tamiel as far away from the flow as possible.
Wow. How long do you need that done? Because I think I have plans with the flow.
Long enough for me to research.
Why do you need Tammy away from there, though?
I have reason to believe there is truth in the books within the flow, more so than we can rely on his word alone. And I've been informed that he may or may not have the intention of changing said knowledge to keep it out of our reach.
Okay. Does it have to be day one? Yeah, I guess it would, because we don't want him to get a chance at it.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. I just
So-
need.
Obviously, based on last night, you have a better chance of seeing him. So, when we get close, I will try and pick up my pace to get to River's Run before the rest of you. So, in part, I can tell the Archmage to expect you, and also in part, I can see how many resources I can gather to research as much of him as humanly possible.
Okay, then I have a favor to ask of you in return.
Of course.
I don't want to be the one to talk to Tasha. Tell her what happened. I personally don't want to be there. I don't think I could handle that.
No one is going to expect you to.
Cool. In favor number 2,
I do owe you a couple favors, so this is
Yeah.
more than fair.
don't. If you see me trying to, like, I don't know, if I were to ask a shopkeeper when his closing hours are, or if you see me get my sticky little mitts on something, I need you to not say anything. I've got my own plans here in town, and I need to be working my way to get those done.
I
promise.
will adhere to that on the condition that you do not mess with people that could help us against our enemies.
Nothing I do like that is intended to be malicious. Everything I do for the intent of bettering our odds at fighting our enemies. To an extent, I don't want to vastly generalize all the misdeeds I've done. Throwing an orb at fucking Mach 7 across the building.
Just don't ruin someone's livelihood.
It's never like a
can't-
livelihood thing. It's mostly like this guy has 37 magic items. All of them are wondrous and special in their own ways. Is he gonna miss 1 or 2 or 7?
Most expensive one that he obviously has.
And
And then
a
get
necklace that locates its own location. A bag of holding. They're not fancy.
an axe that's a +2 ice axe.
That was a +2? I thought it just did extra ice damage. I didn't realize it was
+2
plus.
ice axe.
See,
It was
'cause he
very
also has
expensive.
the rapier.
He
Oh,
does also have
shit.
a rapier. He has so many he has so many magical items.
Yeah, no,
God.
it was a +1.
Did anybody
The
take her
rapier's
drum?
+1. What?
Did anybody take her drum?
I think because he said he was going to take anything that's magical, so he should have it.
Yeah, Kazim has literally everything.
I don't know. I don't know
I
if he
think
knew that it was magical.
I just took everything.
Yeah,
Okay.
he totally
literally
he
left
raided
just
your body.
clothes on you.
You're,
I just
yeah.
filled my bag of
Right.
holding with everything. I
New
could.
rule for Tales of Ethyl. When in doubt, assume Kazim took it.
Yeah, if everyone's
That's
like,
a good rule.
yeah, if everyone's just like, where's this thing? Kazim's probably got it.
It's not a bad rule to live by. I do normally have it.
Anyway, as you guys are having this conversation, and you two are venturing off a little bit further north to kind of shower, I guess, yeah?
Yeah.
So as you, both of you, please roll for perception with disadvantage.
Hell yeah.
Man, when I don't have disadvantage for fucking exhaustion, I get a disadvantage just because. God damn it,
Well,
stupid
because
rain.
it's raining very hard, yes.
Exactly. Oh, fuck me.
And you said
You got those white strands
perception
right over your eyes.
Huh?
I thought I could. God damn it.
What is it?
What'd you do?
I rolled a 3. I thought it couldn't get worse.
Okay.
I got a 1.
Oh my god.
My perception is total of 2.
Oh my god.
You have a minus. Oh no.
No. I get. I have +2 to
I got a
+1 to my
15.
perception, so total of 2.
A 15?
Yeah, I literally rolled an 8 twice.
Okay, so as you were kind of walking down the bank, you, Amy, noticed that there's kind of a sudsy almost little bit coming down the river. It makes you think of like perhaps this water is going over lye or something and causing it to make almost like a soap in it. And then you hear this loud kind of tussle as you turn around and see Nico's gone. Nico, as you were walking down, you all of a sudden fall and take... Not too bad. 5 points of bludgeoning damage as you roll down some steps that you didn't notice that were there. That as you kind of lay on the ground on this kind of hard floor that you've landed on, look up and notice that there's these old ruined steps that just kind of go up into this just hole in the ground. And as you kind of look behind you, it just seems to be some sort of like forgotten tunnel of some kind.
Ow. My face.
I'm not gonna have an avatar moment. I'm going to go looking for Nico.
Okay, with your high enough roll, you kind of go back a little bit the way you came and notice a hole, and you just see Nico at the bottom of these like steps, these stone steps, just laying there and just going, ow.
It hurts.
Right.
Oh. Rapunzel, let down your head.
And with that, I think we're gonna take a break. As we left off, Nico was at the bottom of a small staircase that seems to lead underground into just a weird, forgotten tunnel, and Aimi's staring down at him. It's still raining, by the way, so there's a lot of water coming down those steps. And it's not flooded, but there's definitely a layer of water that on the floor of this tunnel that you're just kind of laying in, Nico.
Oh, the temptation is real. God dang it. Me?
Yes, darling. She's just kind of looking at you like, why are you on your back?
Well, I didn't see the steps, first of all.
Mm.
You're seeing what I'm seeing, right? Is it
Probably
what,
not because she's
corridor-ish?
at the top of the steps.
I'm gonna reach out. How it's not like massively like high whole staircase situation, right?
So it's weirdly like short. Like you how tall are you, Nico?
I have the exact number. Actually, give me a fucking second. 5'9".
I'm 5'5".
Again, damn, I'm taller than you. Damn.
She's an elf.
Yeah, I am 5'9". So he's he's
you
pretty
even
okay.
you when you stand up have to like crouch a little bit. It's maybe like, you know, you'd be able to stand up, but barely.
I'm going to like reach out for her. Kinda.
She's gonna like flip the like Karma. How would you describe it's a split skirt? So how would she's gonna pull up the back of it
You keep
because the front's just short enough.
She's like dying.
Yeah, you keep cutting in and out. What are you trying to do?
Out, but I don't care. Oh, hi. So she's gonna pick up the back of her skirt so it doesn't get wet.
Yeah, so she has this as you're looking at her, you see that she's got this kind of skirt that's got a kind of black scale almost, a silver belt on almost, because it's a different attire than she had on before, that has a almost kind of cape on the back. It looks like one large long skirt that have these two large slits where you can see her legs underneath it. So she kind of picks up the weird cape in the back so it doesn't drudge in the dirt as she starts climbing down the steps.
Just like that. I know exactly how it looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Just reach out for her, kind of point in the direction. With Nico he's not very happy about the prospect of splitting up too much, but he's hell fucking curious right now about it all.
Yeah.
So he's going to point it.
She's just gonna look at it. She's gonna look at it and she's gonna be like, all right, and just walk in.
Wait, I was about to ask if we talked to you. Oh, god damn it. I'm gonna follow.
Okay. You both have dark vision, right?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. And I'm pretty sure you do.
I assume so. I think elves do.
Yeah,
right?
I'm pretty sure elves do. But
yes.
as you
I do.
begin walking down, it does get darker and darker into this weird tunnel. And Nico, again, you're having to crouch. You're seeing roots from the trees above poking through underneath. It looks like it's been hand dug. But as you continue going deeper into it and you start losing the color with it being very, very dark, there's no source of any kind of light down there. You do notice that there is this one spot where it kind of opens up into a slightly larger, almost room, with another little bit that continues down that you're able to kind of stand up more. And it's almost in a dome kind of shape where you see there is this spot in the middle where it looks like there was probably like a campfire or something there, and you're seeing these drips of water and a small ray of light coming down. It looks like someone has made a hole above, maybe for like smoke to escape. So it looks like a kind of hidden, almost camp. You're not seeing any tents or any like remnants of anything being there, but it does continue down further.
Oh, I mean, not to be a worry word, but last time we were underground in a cave situation with a campfire and a seeming camp. We, or well, some of our companions almost died. And honestly, I am itching to see what's down there. But I feel like maybe going just the two of us might not be the best idea. Actually, I'm gonna try to listen in for like, because Nico he can see pretty well in the darkness, and as he's listening in, if he's going to like feel like there's nothing necessarily that's watching them outside in the vicinity, he's going to like pick up a rock or something and cast his cantrip light to light it up a little bit.
Okay. So you've been lighting it up, and you notice that there are, it like I said before, it's almost a perfect dome. That you could see like these marks on the wall. It looks like it's maybe being clawed out by hand or something. And you notice on the other side where the tunnel kind of continues, it seems to be a little bit smaller than the one that you came from. You probably both have to crouch down a good amount, moving a little bit slower, as it's kind of hard to move in such smaller spaces. You're not seeing really any light there, but both you roll for perception for me.
Good at perception.
It's not with disadvantage or anything, right?
No, just perception check.
Ooh, 19 total.
Okay.
24.
Okay. You start hearing this like dripping sound. Like you can hear the water, because there is still a bit of water that's coming down there, especially as it's dripping down from the hole above you. But you're also hearing this kind of almost rushing water sound coming from the tunnel that's in front of you. It sounds like a large cavern, kind of echoey, where there's just a lot of water rushing down into it.
Ooh.
If you would like to go get your friends, you can. And I'll wait here.
I feel like we should. I'm not sure. Kazim, he'll probably fit in here. Like, how much bigger is Silas just usually?
I'm like sort of between 6.5 and 7 feet tall, like depending on.
He's about a
really.
foot taller than you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's
But I can also. I'm pretty sure. Let me just.
and he's much more buff than me. And if I'm already having issues getting down there, I'm not sure how
He can at least fit in this
how
room.
comfortably he would be in it.
So
I mean, it's up to you.
I really want to check it out. I'm gonna look at Ayami, and
Why not tell them where we're going, and then we can trudge on through?
okay, just give me a second. I'll be. God. Actually, I don't want to leave you alone here either. God dang it! You know what? I'm gonna grab you by the arm and like just pull you out, and like we're going back together. I like Nico doesn't want to leave you. He's scared. He doesn't want you to get hurt.
You would rather drag a woman through the rain than let her stand in a dry area.
Last time in a cavern like this, I will repeat, we almost died. So yes, absolutely, I'm going to drag you through the rain rather than leave you out here to die by yourself, never to be found again. Because honestly, knowing my luck, I will never find this hole ever again. Because I am, let's be honest, I am nowhere near equipped to be out in the fucking nature like this. I am nothing like Silas. I don't have shit like Kazim when he can just fly and just be himself and just fucking take dirt baths. I can't do that. Like, yes, so I'm going to drag you out to the rain and you're going to stay alive with me. Good? Amazing. Let's go.
She's going to trade it to where she is holding your hand. And then
No, he is holding it like an iron grasp, like he ain't fucking
Okay.
joking around. He ain't leaving people behind at this point.
Okay, so you guys are going back.
Yes, I'm just gonna
I'm-
mark the
I got this.
The
At
entrance
the
was-
top of the stairs, I'm going to firmly plant the scythe in the ground,
Okay.
standing up.
Okay.
You got a lot of faith in that mud.
But yeah, I will be firmly walking back towards the
Yeah.
group because I don't want to die.
Easily enough, you guys are able to make your way back up and start making your way back to the group. The rain isn't nearly as heavy as it was before, but it's still raining, and the river is still rushing quite a bit as you return back to your caravan and see that I'm assuming Silas and Kazim are still in the back.
Silas would have come back out into the rain, and he's going to cast Disguise Self on himself, and he's going to make himself look a bit more elven. Sort of with,
Elven.
like, platinum silver hair that sort of goes down to his shoulders, and, like, these dark, almost black eyes, very fair, pale skin, chiseled features. And his clothes are kind of morphing into like these almost sort of high-end tavern kind of wear.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a double take. Excuse me, mister?
Gonna pull the glaive that is still very clearly on my back and just plant it.
Oh.
Oh.
Silas. You know, for a group that is traveling and having issues with doppelgangers taking appearance of other things, I would have taken you for a person that wouldn't just randomly take on appearances of other people, you know?
If I were a doppelganger, I would have looked like this and I'd turn my eyes purple.
Here's
I
the
am
thing.
so tempted to shoot you.
I kind
Oh my
of stand by the
God.
disguise stealth, honestly. Because, like, think about it. If you were a doppelganger, you'd make yourself look like Silas, not somebody else who's pretending to be Silas, right?
All of this talk, she's just gonna look at them like they're crazy.
It's like reverse psychology. It makes sense.
I like to think like Silas kind of looking back and he's like, he gets it.
Big brain.
Yeah, I will for a moment flash my eyes purple and then bring them back to that almost void black.
She's okay, so she's gonna squeeze Nico's hand and be like, "You do realize doppelgangers are a myth, correct?"
Yeah, that's not gonna hold up.
But Nico is starting to laugh,
Yeah,
and that
she's
is such an empty laughter.
She's
No,
not
no.
experienced this at all. She doesn't know what you all are talking about.
Okay, tourist, we're gonna have a talk about this later. I'm gonna use my cloak of disguise self to turn into a little old human woman who's like barely, like hunched over, can barely walk. And I want my cane, but I'm like holding my dagger out while I'm holding the cane, so it looks like a cane, but it's definitely a dagger.
So you're holding your dagger as a cane to make it look like a cane, but you notice when he's walking that it's a little bit lower or higher because it's not actually touching the fucking ground. So
Okay, it's like going. It's almost like going through the ground every now
yeah,
and
it's
again.
outside. So
Yeah.
there you go.
To tell them about the
Why?
cave, or we're going to watch them change their faces.
If you are uncomfortable with me changing myself on occasion, and I am more than happy to wait outside.
Wait outside.
Well, yes, I presume you're here to get in the cart and dry up after your bathing, which, judging by the mud, didn't
no,
go
no.
according to plan.
Right.
There's a
About
cave.
that.
This one's not telling you about the cave, and she's going to literally be like
Right.
waving her
Yeah.
hands And like, come
I-
on.
I was walking down or up the stream. I might have been distracted. I may or may not have planted my face into the ground, down the steps, towards the
Again,
tunnel.
the mud kind of shows that.
Yeah, right. And as much as I know we're supposed to be places, and it's kind of on the time limit, I feel. I'm curious. Okay, I know that most of the times whenever we talk about we don't I don't want to be here, I want to be home with my family, why are we here, you can always go home, Nico. Honestly, adventure is kind of fun, as much as it's dreadful and it can kill us any single minute. And I'm hella curious, and I really want to see what it's in there. Kind of looks like a underground camp, and there's a tunnel going even further down. I really want to check it out, but I don't want to necessarily die without you guys knowing. So I was going to ask whether or not you would like to follow us in there.
It's not exactly like we can go anywhere.
So
We're
I
kind
mean,
of
shit, we got time. Nothing
we
but
have-
time.
it's
we have
kind
all
of
day.
tight space though, and it's really dark.
I mean,
Really dark.
I think most of us have access to creating some sort of light. I know I do.
I do.
I don't, but I
mean-
have dark vision, so.
Well, then there we go.
Okay.
And
Wait,
Well,
Am I
Silas
the only one
kind
without
of
dark vision?
Silas kind of modifies his disguised self to sort of be a foot shorter.
He looks a foot shorter.
He's not.
that's useful.
I'm not, but
He
it's
looks
to
like
fill
it.
him. It's to fill Nico with confidence, because clearly I'm still doing that, apparently, even though I made it very clear.
All right.
Okay, let's tie off the horses, make sure the carriage is on stable ground that isn't going to wash away, and let's go check out this cave.
We're probably going to regret this, but I'm excited. I want to see. And honestly,
there's
I am
no way.
sick of this bullshit of being afraid of the fucking doppelganger just fucking showing up out of nowhere and just stabbing us in the back out of fucking nowhere. So please, if you really have to change your appearance, please at least warn us about it.
You know,
Both of you.
there's plenty of things that can come and stab you in the back that aren't doppelgangers.
Yeah, but you don't have to. You don't have to point it out. I don't need to know that. We don't need to know that. It's okay.
I
Are
mean,
you
what's more
sure?
likely to happen? A doppelganger stabbing you in the back, or me stabbing you in the back?
Tried stabbing me in the back, didn't you?
Yeah, it didn't go well.
The point being is we're in danger, whether we're out here in a cave, going down a river, or going into a magic shop. Danger follows us everywhere we go. If you're not on edge and watching your guard 24/7, you're doing adventuring wrong.
Believe me, I am on edge every single fucking minute of all of this. I haven't had a chance to relax outside here with you guys for like a fucking minute because from one side, shit happens. We almost die. Then Kazim fucking happens. And admittedly, we almost die. And it just... Let us go. I know it was my idea, but now I'm fucking second guessing myself.
God.
Then let's not.
Let's just fucking go. Nico is just like
I'm
waving
gonna
in front of his
I'm
eyes.
gonna tie down the cart and the horses.
Okay.
Yeah, Nico's
And
walking
then-
back.
I was just gonna walk back toward the cave.
Yes, Silas looks
Okay,
a
fuck it.
little bit just kind of, for fuck's sake. Fucking hell, come on, boys, let's go.
So we're going back to the
He
cave.
doesn't know what he wants.
I don't like how you're grinning like that, Karma. I don't- You're grinning like a Dr. Seuss
I
character,
made a
man.
great mistake, guys.
The
We're
Grinch
about to
over here just
die.
curled up.
The fucking
Oh.
scroll's right here, I bet you. This is the cave with the scroll.
Yeah, no, this is we totally went the opposite way.
Oh my God.
Well, you kind of did.
Yeah, but the cave's a dimension door, it's fine.
I'm not that clever.
It's a pretty.
all caves lead to the scroll.
Yep, no matter what
Oh my
you end up
God.
going.
The plot is following us. We're literally falling
You
into
can
it.
never run away.
Okay,
Anyway,
so we're returning
into
back
the
to the cave.
Yeah,
So as you guys are still
Silas is gonna crouch a little bit.
As you guys are
so
still
he can get
trudging through the mud, the rain is letting up a little bit more. But yeah, you still can't see the bridge as you're walking back to this weird cave that they were describing to you, where it seems like there's these steps made out of stone. They're not perfectly carved or anything. It looks like perhaps someone placed them there or something as you begin walking down into that tunnel. And yeah, Silas, you have to like crouch almost all the way because you're tall as shit as you begin walking down this tunnel. And again, all of you guys notice that there's the weird like claw marks almost on the on all of the walls as you enter into the room. That seems to be like a large dome where obviously there was some kind of camp. And you look ahead and there's again another tunnel that's smaller than the first one. And you all can hear the rushing water of something dripping down in some kind of cavern or something like that.
let me just clarify something with everybody in the party really quick.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
We know that there's flooding going on above us,
Yeah.
and we are actively going into a cave that holes can appear
Absolutely.
in the ceiling of it, clearly.
Absolutely.
So
We hear rushing
fully-
water in
Wait.
the cave.
Yes.
I have a plan. I have a plan.
Specifically the
Okay.
tunnel in front of you that you guys haven't ventured on. You're hearing this kind of rushing water of some kind.
Worst
So-
case scenario, Josh, Silas can do that thing where he holds up the cave just long enough for you guys to escape. He'll be fine.
Oh, no, we're not doing this.
Ayami is literally gonna look at everybody there. She's gonna size up everybody. She's gonna look at Silas and be like, "I am quite sorry, but would you hold this?" And she's gonna hand him part of a fucking rope.
Is it a rope or is it her hair?
No, it is literally. She has rope in her backpack.
Yeah.
Thank you for asking, though, to clarify.
Yeah.
Yes.
She has
I
50
will,
feet of hempen rope.
I will sort of tie it in a knot around my wrist.
Okay.
And then
that
she's
is
going to tie the rest of it to her scythe, like the other end,
Mm-hmm.
and she's gonna fucking wiggle her way through the fucking tunnel. Fuck them.
Okay.
If they
so you
want to
don't-
wait, they can wait.
You don't need to really wriggle necessarily, but you do need to like crouch pretty low as you're almost crawling, but you're still able to kind of sit up as you're going through, and that sound is getting louder and louder. And as you kind of, and again, it's very dark, so you can't really see much, but as you kind of get towards the end, which is a good like 30 feet, like you've still got some room on your rope, but as you're going, you're getting worried that maybe you might run out. But you kind of get to the end where it opens up to this kind of larger, almost perfectly round cylinder that goes straight down, and all of the water that's been flooding the areas before you is rushing off down below into this weird cylinder made of like mud and stone and dirt. And roll for perception.
I'm good at perception. 22.
Okay. You're seeing more of those kind of claw marks. They look like claw marks or something. So obviously this has been dug somehow. You look down
It's a
and
fucking werewolf, fucking hole, whatever.
So first off, she's gonna cast dancing lights and try to send a couple of them as far down as she can.
okay. What's
And
your
then
range on that?
The others, 120 feet.
Okay. So you kind of keep
So
sending...
she has like one in the middle of the tunnel so they can see through the tunnel,
Mhm.
and then she's gonna send the others as far as she can.
So as you're kind of lowering the lights down into the tunnel, it just looks like this black large cylinder. It's maybe about 10 feet in diameter. The one weird thing is that it's pretty circular. It's odd how close it is to being, circular. As you get around the 75 feet, it's harder to see where the light ends. There's this gap where it's like dark because your dark vision would end before you can see the light, but you can still see it down there. And you hear this kind of moving sound just kind of rustling, and as it goes down to about the 80 feet, you see just the tail of something going in a different direction at the bottom.
Right. Canceling dancing lights and saying, please pull me back.
I will carefully, but tightly, start pulling back and retracting the rope.
Okay, so you begin pulling her back. You begin hearing rustling sounds some more, and all of you begin feeling this kind of very, very, very slight rumbling below you as you're, crawling back and being pulled back, and you're hearing that noise getting louder and louder and louder. But it's not moving like incredibly fast from what you can tell. Just as you come out of the dome, you take one more look down the tunnel, and you see this weird. It doesn't really look like a face. It's got this
Like a maw?
Yeah, I would say so. Like it's got these four like opening mouths with rows of teeth and purple skin as it kind of starts
A worm.
as it begins eating the stone and the rock in front of you.
Okay, before combat, I'm using blind sight.
It's gonna take a while for it to get there, so
Oh, it's not like on her tail?
It's at the end of this tunnel, and you think that
30-foot long tunnel.
And at the same time, oh fuck, they're not really on the island, so you don't know much about them.
Mm-mm.
Are you describing what you see to them?
Yes,
Silas,
she's
roll
been
for
telling
nature.
them the entire time.
Alright, cool.
With advantage.
Whilst I'm with advantage, whilst I'm doing this, I would like it to be known that I am trying to get in between the teeth and the IME. Highest was a 14 plus 4, that's 18 total.
Okay, so as you pull her and kind of push her out of the way and look down in the tunnel yourself, you're seeing that maw and the purple skin, and notice that, yes, it is some kind of purple worm, but it does seem smaller than some of the horrific ones that you've heard of. So perhaps it's a
baby.
a child of one or something. You do know that it's going to take it a little bit of time to get there, so you guys can prepare. You guys can do whatever you want to do.
Can we leave?
I mean, there's nothing.
Running an option.
Yeah, I don't see why not. It's
Can
far
we
enough
look at
away.
you guys and be like, I would rather not fight things that I do not know. Can we?
Okay. Before we
For a temple or something, guys. I wasn't temple.
before anything, I'm casting bless on everybody
Okay.
except for myself. So at least if something happens, these guys have a little help.
Okay.
Let's fucking run. This isn't worth it.
Okay. So,
Really not.
are you guys actually running, walking? What are we doing?
Walking. I do not want to attract its attention, and I didn't see eyeballs.
Oh,
I-
it's probably
yeah.
blind, isn't it? Yeah,
Yeah.
movement. Shit.
It's got to have some senses to be able to feel us, since it lives
What-
underground. That's
She's
rational, right?
She's probably
Karma,
whispering now, be like, I
With
don't.
that 18, would I know its method of...
You know, it has blind sight. It doesn't see, but it can feel movement.
If we just stand still completely still, it's gonna be completely fine, right?
Everybody...
Ooh.
sl-
I have an idea.
Hmm.
My dancing lights.
Okay.
I could move, because I have far enough range. I could move it behind it and distract it.
But
Well,
it's
it's
incorporeal.
taking up.
blind.
It's taking up the entire tunnel that you came from now.
It's not. It's not. Dancing lights are physical.
This thing,
But it senses movement.
it's...
He didn't say
So-
it had
Physical
physical movement.
Yeah. It has blind sense where it essentially it's blind, but it can hear really well, smell really. It can't really smell actually. But it also-
effectively knows
Its
everything
its
within a
big
certain
thing
radius.
is tremor sense. That's
Yeah.
the big way
Yeah,
you can tell.
that's what we're. Yeah.
I'm very like inches with every step, and I'm just gonna sort of whisper to everyone, "Don't touch the walls."
Okay.
As minimal contact with the ground as possible. Voices lower than a whisper. And I am literally going to inch myself back, keeping myself in between the group and the thing, sort of like holding them behind me and just feet planted, pointing my glaive at it.
Okay. Is everyone following, going down the hall? What are we doing?
I'm going to lightly ask a question. If I could teleport us, would that help?
Why possibly?
Yes.
It would give us a great distance.
It will make a quite loud noise, though.
Can you take all of us at once?
If I stand correct, our friend did it as well.
Oh god, oh, I know it. Oh, you want the thunder step, bitch? Oh my god.
I thought Thunderstep was
That's
only
the
one
worst
person.
thing. Yeah,
No,
but you can do that
take-
too.
I can take a
both
person.
of them can do it.
We can take
Yeah.
people. And the noise would be enough to confuse the worm.
Oh.
Oh, you both have Thunderstep.
Yeah, we do.
Huh?
I'm gonna.
Karma, how you feel about this?
I mean, if
I'm
you
gonna
want to
just-
try it, better hope you do it at the same fucking time.
Hold up. Because thunderstep, it's not just noise. It
Yeah,
is
no.
like an actual shockwave which could cause a cave-in.
Yeah, you
But at
better
least
hope you
we'll
do
be
it at
out
the
of the
same fucking
cave.
time. Hopefully.
We don't know the distance.
Are we not right next to the tower? Are we not
I
right next to the hole?
I know the
7 feet
distance.
in.
I know the distance of how far it is. Karma, would she know how far away the door is?
So the entrance that you guys came down, it is about 90 feet away.
So it would be perfect to
Yeah.
get to the door.
You'd be able to get to the door. However, you also know you'd have to time it at the exact same time because not only is it sound, but you also
It's a
might
shockwave.
yeah, there's a shockwave that might cause damage that might stop somebody else from being able to do it at the same time. It's very dangerous.
That's what I'm
But
saying.
there is a chance it could work. It could work.
Arm over Nico's shoulder. I'm gonna hop into his arms, bridal carry style. I'm
Scooby-
still an old woman, by the way.
Okay.
Evil cackle. Okay. Nico,
Dang it.
would we like to try?
Fuck. I know it's my
Well,
fault that
we've been
here.
talking for a while and we've been
Yeah,
moving a
that's
lot. So
what-
everyone please roll for stealth.
Ow.
Nico's getting blessing instructor.
Hey, Karma,
Oh,
I got a
fuck.
natural 20.
Okay.
Was it D4, Josh? Yeah.
Yes, all of you get a T. No, that's to your attack rolls and saving throws.
Oh,
What
so-
what does blessing of the trickster do? Because I rolled a 2.
Advantage on stealth.
Oh. Well, it ain't
Um,
better. It ain't better.
So is it 8
Okay.
total?
I got an 18.
Could have not you what?
You got-
Well, with advantage, so you had the 2.
Oh.
So you got the 2. Okay.
I got an 11.
Fuck.
Wait, I have
Okay.
a D4.
So
Wait a minute.
so
No D4.
I will say, with that natural 20, brings your whole average pretty high up. I will say.
Oh,
So you do hear the worm has kind of stopped tunneling and isn't really making any sound right now.
so it's listening.
Oh, it is going. It's waiting to snap like a
Is it-
fucking lightning bolt. I swear.
I was gonna say, is it within my 60 feet of dark vision?
Did you back up away from the tunnel?
Like, but I didn't really back up per se. I just sort of shifted so that I was fully.
So
Sort of
if you're still looking
man
down the tunnel,
shielding.
if you're still looking
Yeah.
down the tunnel, you can see that it's closed. It's kind of maw, and you're seeing these weird like tentacles kind of come out from inside of it as it's like touching the ground, and it's just sitting still.
Oh my god, it's gonna launch on us any second.
I'm going to look directly at Nico. Silently hold up my hand with 5 fingers. Point at
Oh,
my first
God.
finger. And grab the orc's hand.
Okay, cool. Let's go.
I'm still holding the glaive, like other hand behind my back.
And I'm going to slowly start laying down my fingers. And when we get to 1, we're gonna do it.
Okay.
Okay. For us to do this at the exact same time, please both of you roll for dex.
Fuck me. Wait, all of us?
Nope, just those
Or
two.
just
Me and you.
Just the two.
casters.
Just the
Come
two
on,
casters.
you gotta do this with me. Come on.
High numbers, high numbers. Come on.
I got an unnatural 20.
Okay.
So, you see, there is like,
Okay.
well, I rolled.
He-
I rolled. It goes cogged. It was like 18 and a 5. Then I re-rolled. It's a 7 plus 3, 10 total. No, wait, it's a dex. So plus my dex to the 13 total.
Did we say it's a saving throw?
It's the same. It doesn't matter.
If it's a saving throw, you can add a D4 to it.
I will let
Oh
you
wait,
add
it's
a D4.
without the D4.
I will. Oh my god!
Well, I guess it's 10. It's 10.
You need to throw that fucking D20 out.
Please do.
No, I know.
Okay. So
You know.
I feel like a 20 and a 10 aren't that bad.
Please.
But-
Okay.
but-
So Bessie.
hold on, hold on, hold on,
The dice
hold,
apart.
hold.
Okay, you put up this dice right now.
Please put it in dice
So-
jail. Please.
I will admit, I set the DC to 15. Your average between the two of you is 15. So I will say that you are able to cast it at the same time with each other.
Oh my god, you're an angel. I was gonna be like, can I
Yeah.
like telepathically communicate with
If
Tammy at this
Nico
point?
was one lower or you were one lower, it would not have worked.
Oh god. Oh,
Man.
please tell me we confuse the ever-loving shit
So,
out of this fucking
this
worm.
is what happens. Aimee grabs Silas's hand, and Nico is holding onto, or at least attempting to hold onto, Kazim's old lady form. And they cast Thunderstep at the exact same time as Aimee's sitting there silently, counting back from 5. As soon as the last finger goes down, you both immediately eject your spells, and this bolts down the end towards the steps. And as soon as you guys stop, you listen for a second, and you hear this slap, clap, and a loud thunder sound goes echoing through this tunnel as you hear that coming from the other end of it, and you start feeling this rumble coming from all around you. Do you guys do anything?
Get in the water.
Yeah, I'm pushing everybody back behind me.
I get
Oh,
in the fucking water.
Above you? Like in the river?
I'm going to fucking stand at the edge of the river, yes.
Okay. So as you guys begin climbing up the steps, you hear behind you what sounds to be stones and rocks falling as quickly you turn around and you see that the ground is beginning to sink down below, and that tunnel that you guys were in begins caving in on top of it. And you're seeing that at the far end that there's a much larger kind of hole that seems to be being created in the dirt. And everyone's silent. You're listening. The rain is still coming down. There is the trickling of the large river that seems to be rushing down. After everything is settled, you don't hear or feel any trembling.
I was gonna say that was a baby. It probably had parents.
I was literally banking on the river to muffle our fucking noise.
For right now, you don't feel like there's anything near you.
I'm gonna stand there for a fucking minute.
Okay.
Like,
We're not outside. Are we in the like?
No,
You were
We're
outside.
outside.
You were
We're
outside in the
I'm
rain
outside.
next to
We're
the
outside.
river. The
How hard
tunnel
is the
has
rain coming
completely
down?
collapsed. It's not nearly as hard as it was when you first got there, but it's still coming down pretty hard, but it seems to be clearing up. You look back over and you're beginning to start seeing what looks to be the bridge that was there. It's still not quite passable as there seems to still be a lot of water going over, but you're now able to see the actual structure of it.
Did that hole that we just made divert any of the water away
No,
from the
because
river?
it was in the opposite direction than the river was. So here's the river. The tunnel went that way.
How big was that hole, by the way? How much did we just miss?
Well, so the tunnel seems to be like 140 feet long. That's all collapsed. It's now is just this big divot in the land. And as you get, if you go to the end of it, you'll see this large, like 15-foot in diameter circle that just goes straight fucking down.
How far down?
I don't know. You want to go look?
I have 120-foot blind sight. Can I try to like hover down?
120?
120 for the next hour right now because it's true saying.
Oh.
Did you? So you used? When did you use it?
I used it as soon as we saw the maw.
Okay. Okay.
Down in the cave, I used the charge.
Dang.
So you just escaped this purple wormling, and Kazim is walking back over to the hole where Aimee, you saw where it came from, and he's heading towards that hole. And you said you're going to try and go down it?
Lying above the ground right now if I can.
Okay.
If I can't, then I'm not going
Yeah,
near it.
you could fly. You could fly. It's much harder work, but you've flown in the rain before, so you easily could. As you kind of start flying over it, and with your 120 dark vision, you cannot see the bottom yet. It looks like if you want to see the bottom, you're gonna have to go into it.
She's gonna like hold up the rope and be like,
How long is that rope? 50 feet? That's not even... I can see twice that far. There still isn't anything there.
Oh my god.
15-foot diameter hole?
Yeah.
Fucking 30 feet across.
No, that would be a 15-foot radius.
Yeah, no. I failed math, okay? Fuck off.
I love you, bud. I'm gonna...
Man. Oh.
Okay.
The adventure in me wants to go and see adventure in me.
Gotta go in it, right? That's like the rule.
no.
You know what? You know what?
You-
No, I look at Kazim.
No.
I look at Kazim, right? He's flying, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna be flying too. Fuck this.
For fuck's
Nick
sake.
wants to see.
Yours only lasts a minute, doesn't it?
10 minutes.
I'm
And I
just
can
gonna
do
look
it
at
3
Silas.
times. I wanna see. I wanna see.
Okay.
She's gonna look at Silas and then look at them and then look back at him and be like, "The fuck?"
I'm
Okay,
gonna go down there.
Before we go
alert-
down there, I want everyone that is watching and listening to be perfectly clear. They had the option to leave. Okay.
Oh my god!
It's not like I'm touching the walls.
Karma.
What's the consent to this?
I can probably outfly a purple worm.
Yes, Dyer.
I would like to try and persuade them not to go.
Okay. Roll for persuasion.
Okay. How's a 25 feel?
Okay, you two can roll for, I want to say, charisma saving throw.
Oh, for fuck's sake, really? Oh god, I got fucking +8 on that bitch.
You chose this.
No! It's the
Since it's a personal attack and I feel like Kazim made it, can I roll the blessing?
No.
Blessing is
God
for
damn it,
saving
Karma.
throws.
Yeah, they
Come
get
on,
to use the
Karma.
they get to use it if they want to.
It only lasts a minute. It's guaranteed over by now.
Oh my
Oh my
god.
god.
Here's the thing.
Oh,
I
wait,
only
what
add
do
a
you-
+5. I would have had to roll a nat 20.
Hold up.
Did you roll in that 20? Yeah, Kazim, you don't give a fuck.
19. I rolled a 19.
Yeah, that
You
doesn't-
don't understand.
Yeah, Kazim, you don't give a shit what she has to say.
I'm going down there.
Nico, what did
I
you
can
roll?
go 150 fly speed in a round. I can get away from a purple worm. for sure.
Nico, wisdom saving throw. 13.
26 total.
What'd you say?
26 total!
Yeah.
Wisdom
Yep.
saving
You
throw. Right, on
don't,
a
you don't give a
wisdom
shit
save.
either. You don't care
I'm
either.
leaving. I am
Wait, you-
leaving. She's
you
turning
got-
around and going back to the cart.
You got 26 on a wisdom save?
No, he got it on a
+8
Christmas.
to charisma and then roll
Okay, so
18. 26.
roll a wisdom save, please, now.
Wisdom.
Specifically, you, Nico.
Wisdom!
Command right now?
I'm casting a spell on you.
You're using command right now?
Natural 20 for total 24.
Oh, for fuck's
Oh, God.
sake!
We're going
I'm
down
leaving.
there. Stop trying.
Oh, God.
Okay, stop for a second. So I was rolling the much more visible dice before, you know, the golden and the black. You've seen it, CJ.
Yeah, I've seen it.
And because I couldn't see fucking numbers on my lightning black Nico specific dice, right?
Mhm.
I rolled those two right now, and my God,
Okay.
fuck you.
Disclaimer
Well,
for
you
all of
have
the
a right.
viewers: whatever is about to happen next is not my fault.
Okay,
Or
you
my-
can't just
I
say
left.
that.
Fine. I
left.
actively tried to stop it.
None, you two. Aimee is gone. Silas, you've tried to cast your spell on Nico, but
Yeah,
it goes
'cause
falls on.
I would have said return, having seen that fail. I'm following Aimee.
It falls on deaf ears as Kazim, you are flapping your wings and begin starting descending into this large cylindrical tunnel straight down. As Nico, your skeletal wings sprout behind you, and you're you can roll for perception for me real quick.
Man, this is rolling fucking great. Holy shit. 17 total.
Right
You rolled
by
rocks.
right under your like by your shoulders where the wings are beginning to come out, you're starting to notice this is new. These kind of almost just a few, not a lot, maybe 2 or 3, like these blue ethereal kind of feathers. They're see-through that you can't really they're not actually there, but they're definitely you notice them as you're flapping and you also begin descending into this tunnel. Now,
The thing is, I am not, I'll make it clear to all of you. I am not descending for my own good. I am descending right there with Kazim to worst case scenario, grab him and thunder step away once more. I am making sure that you understand the difference right now.
Also, to be clear,
level.
the second I feel like this is going to be bad, I will be using my entire movement speed, action, and bonus action to entirely dash towards Nico. The second I get the feeling that something's going to go wrong.
All the fucking times for Nico to feel like he's adventurous. Now it is.
There's a hole in the ground. Of course we're adventuring in it. It's just adventuring 101. A hole straight down? There's goodies
So-
in it.
as we begin descending
Buddies.
well, as we begin descending into this cylinder, and you're seeing, as you begin going down, you're beginning to start seeing quite a few different size holes on either all sides of the cylinder. A good
How big are the
amount.
holes?
Different sizes, for all the way from 5 meters in diameter to about 12 meters in diameter, just in kind of different spots as you begin going down. You do notice that as you start going down deeper, you've gone about you're about 60 feet down, I would say at this point, and you have 120 feet.
120 feet in every direction.
So as you begin looking down, you still don't see the bottom, but you have begun to notice the cylinder has gotten noticeably bigger. And so have the holes on all the sides.
Not worth it. Let's go.
Wait, I was
However-
inside his mouth or something.
However, down one of the holes, you do see what looks to be a carriage of some kind. Broken, dismantled, and an open chest.
God damn it. Fuck. Fuck us.
It's down one of the tunnels of the much larger variety, but it's there.
Is it big enough that we could still hover?
Yeah, probably.
How long has it been?
Since you've been since you started ascending, up about 4 or 5 minutes.
Nope, we gotta go. You only have 10 minutes of fly speed?
He was going slowly. You guys were. I assumed you guys were descending very slowly, so you probably. But-
Yeah, but because the thing is, I will specify. If I remember correctly, I feel when it comes up, and I can use it 3 times. So technically, I have half an hour if I need to. technically.
Oh,
Just make-
it's not a one and done. You do have multiple uses of it.
I have multiple uses, yes.
Okay, so, and then how far away from the surface?
I
you're-
am.
From the surface, you're about 60 to 70 feet.
To be clear, true seeing is not concentration. It just lasts for an hour.
I mean,
Yes.
it's a magic item, so yeah.
Well, it's a magic item that lets me cast a spell.
Yeah,
through
lets
it.
him cast True Seeing
Ah,
for
okay,
1
okay.
hour.
Okay. I don't currently have any concentration effects on. I'm gonna use. I prepared detect magic today.
Oh shit!
Okay.
I want to get with. How big did you say this tunnel is?
It's about 10 to 12 in diameter. It's pretty big.
We're guaranteed to feel a purple worm for sure.
Sure.
Blessing of the
Hopefully.
Trickster lasts an hour on Nico,
Mhm.
so still
It
advanced.
does.
Yes.
Thank goodness.
Multiple effects that last all at the same time. It's amazing.
Mhm.
Casting detect magic and going as slowly as carefully, not slowly, carefully as I can into the tunnel to try
Okay.
to get within 30 feet of the cart and the chest.
Okay, so the cart is about 90 feet in the tunnel.
Can I make a perception check to see if this is a worm's mouth I'm flying into?
Sure. Roll for perception.
Can I make a
13?
perception check to see if I'm lunch?
What'd you get?
13?
You don't see any teeth.
Cool. Cool. It's dirt, right? It's all definitely dirt.
It looks a lot like dirt.
If that and my dog died, it's going to be my fault, and I'm going to be hated by everyone once again. God damn bitch, you can't die on this one.
I gotta. There's something in that. I'm going in.
I know.
Okay, I'm gonna get within 30 feet of the chest. If I don't see any magic on it, I'm out.
Okay. Okay.
Magic items on the chest.
Okay, as you begin flying closer, you notice that the tunnel kind of curves off to one side, and there's a kind of pocket almost where this carriage seems to be like it got dragged down or something like that. You get within 30 feet, and you do cast your detect magic. Real quick, I want to check something.
Actually, do I even need to cast detect magic? Would true seeing let me see magical effects?
It doesn't let you see magical effects now.
Okay.
Where is that? 1 second.
Secret door is hidden by magic and can see into the ethereal plane out to a range of 120 feet.
You can just see Tamir like shaking his head like disapprovingly above my head.
This is the
And then
first
true
time
sight.
me and
What
Tabiel have ever agreed on anything.
What are the effects of true sight?
Okay. So you cast detect magic, right?
Creature out to a specific range. Normal magical darkness can see invisible creatures and objects, automatically detect visual illusions and succeed on saving throws against them, and perceives the original form of a shapeshift changer or a creature that is transformed by magic. Furthermore, the creature can see into the ethereal plane.
Yep.
So, cool. Oh
Yeah.
my god. So
Lots
yeah,
of
that
cool
does
stuff.
work.
Lots of cool stuff. But it doesn't show
Yeah.
you any magical effects. Unless it's like an illusion or something like that.
Unless it's an illusion or a
So-
magically hidden.
So what does you casting detect magic look like?
Well, I do it before I fly into the tunnel because it's 10 minutes of concentration.
Is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
detect
Okay.
magic is
Will
concentration
you,
for 10 minutes.
will you go ahead and roll for stealth for me? Because it is vocal.
Verbal and somatic.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
verbal, so...
That's not bad.
Okay.
Twinkle, twinkle, little
19.
star.
19, okay, so...
Okay, I stick out my arms and I say, Magic, magic, I know you're there. Show me your goodies. Please, I beg you.
As you are carefully flapping, almost deftly silent into this tunnel to get closer, you do notice that within the actual carriage itself, The chest itself doesn't seem to have any kind of aura coming from it, but you do notice that within the actual carriage itself, there does seem to be some ping of something in there. You get to know the School of Magic, don't you?
If you sense magic in this way, you can use your action to see a faint aura and learn its School of Magic. Yeah. If any.
Necromancy.
Look something up real quick. You can tell that it's evocation magic, something, whatever is inside. You also roll for a perception for me.
Dirty 20.
Okay. As you begin getting closer, as you are able to kind of see around the corner, you see what looks to be a 12-foot in diameter purple worm.
Just like vibing?
Yeah, it's just sitting there with another one of those weird tendrils sticking to the wall.
How far from the cart is it?
It's maybe like 40 feet away from it.
We're gonna die, Kazim. I don't say it, but we're gonna die.
You are saying it.
Karma, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
If I can go 100 feet right now, how far is that car from me?
So you're about 30 feet away from the cart because that's how close you were getting to try and use your detect magic to be able to see it. So you're about 30 feet away.
Okay.
So you're about 60 feet away from... Right now, you're 30 feet forward would be the cart. 60 feet directly behind you right now would be back to the cylinder. So it's about 90 feet from the cart back to the cylinder.
Would you say picking up whatever that is would be an action?
To be able to get into the cart and pick it up, yes.
It would take a total of 90 feet or 120 feet to get back to the main tunnel.
To get to the cart and back to the tunnel would be 120 feet. To just get back from the cart to the tunnel is 90 feet. So it's 30 in front, 90 back.
Okay. Here's what we're doing. Is my movement speed hindered by any means that you haven't explicitly said yet?
No, not as far as
Your
I know.
fighting speed is so fucking.
It's still 50 feet, right? It's not been hindered in any way.
No.
You're thinking about it. We've been playing way too much GTA. You're thinking about it.
I wouldn't be Kazim if I didn't try. 30 feet forward, action to grab it, bonus action dash. So I'm going a total of 100 feet, so I'm 20 feet away from the edge of the tunnel.
Okay. So, if this is what you want to do, I need you to roll me.
You know what? I am ready there with fucking.
I need you to roll
fucking
one single stealth roll, and I will tell you, it's pretty high.
I'm not going to be rolling with this one. I know it's going to fail me. Okay. This is one of my first sets of dice. It's a little plastic one with red colors on it and red little eldritch designs. It's beautiful. $15?
Oh no!
Low roll.
So,
To be fair, I'm not very stealthy. I've only got a +3.
what happens is you try your best to quickly and quietly fly up to the caravan.
Mm-hmm.
As you try and lift up the door that's there, as it's the only way to be able to get inside, you don't realize that one of the hinges is falling off. So you very quickly grab what was in there, which seems to be some kind of bag of some kind. Maybe there's something in it. You're not too sure, but that's where the ping is coming from. You quickly grab that, and as you begin flying back, you hear that as the door is falling off, and you hear this loud rumbling very quickly of that massive maw of the worm coming out and clamping down on the caravan. Make a dexterity saving throw.
Even though I'm already like a billion miles away from
You're
it.
totally not.
Really?
Yeah. It was as soon as you grabbed it and turned to leave, the door fell and the thing responded. It was right fucking there.
Dexterity saving throw.
Yes.
Okay, this will be fine. Oh my god, it's actually fine. 21?
Okay. So,
I thought I was gonna roll like a nat 1.
no, Nico, what you hear is this loud crunch of this, and you just hear this as he was fucking flying out as hard as he can. However, now because of that happening, you start seeing you're feeling the different rumbles from all around you in the cylinder. You're seeing different bits of dirt and rock falling off from all the walls and stuff as you're feeling what seems to be a lot more movement happening before. What do you do?
Dash, fall, double
I'm
tap.
waiting for Kazim to fucking.
Okay.
I'm grabbing Nico for dear life.
But,
And I'm gonna understand. With both of us.
so you're gonna thunder step.
The surface is only like 90 feet, or it's only like 60 feet, right?
At this point, it's about 90 because you went. No, you're right. It is 60 feet. About 60 feet. So you're gonna thunder step away. Yeah.
Yeah. As
so-
soon as he touches me, like, grab Sandra step.
Okay.
Make sure we leave it.
So, just out of curiosity, Silas and Ayami, where are you guys at?
Oh, we just had a lovely conversation.
Yeah, we're having a lovely conversation.
It
In
was
the
so
park.
worth it.
Meanwhile, like,
So
whilst we're
happy.
having this conversation, I'm also gonna like, so this is what this herb is used. So like, this one goes with rabbit, this one goes with fox, this one goes with boar. Sort of teaching you the basics of foraging, so that if you ever want to come hunting with me, you
Nice.
know the bare basics.
Okay.
I wonder if the other two are dead yet.
So, all of a sudden, while you guys are talking, you hear this loud thunder crack across the sky as you look over to where the hole was, and all of a sudden, there's just Nico and Kazim flapping as hard as they can as you're feeling this rumbling, and all of a sudden, around the hole, the dirt and mud begins to just start caving in on top of everything. And you're seeing the hole, it starts making like a crack towards the actual river as it begins bringing a bunch of that water down into the tunnel, which does seem to work out, and the water level begins to start lowering.
We help.
Proactive! We are proactive, bitches! I'm
However-
sorry. Josh and I have been spending way too much time together.
Hold on.
However, what also seems to happen is behind them, there seems to be these different mounds that begin to start moving as you guys are trying to flap towards the cart, and you turn around and you see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4 of those much smaller but still kind of scary purple worms begin coming out. They're all about 5 meters in diameter, so they're pretty fucking big as they all begin to start kind of clambering out of the ground, and they all just kind of lay out on the mud perfectly still, and that tendril comes out and touches the ground.
Can I do thaumaturgy in between? Like, how are they set up?
You can fucking use thaumaturgy, bitch! God dang it!
Okay. So they're set up. Here's the hole where you start seeing it start. It's not necessarily filling in, but you're seeing that where the mud and dirt was beginning to start caving in, they start kind of on the. It seems to be that they've set out this weird pattern where it almost looks like a compass, where there's one north to the side and one at the bottom, and they all seem to just be sitting there waiting.
Around the hole that's
Around the
now
hole.
starting to fill in.
Yes.
I want to, I'm flying 30 feet above the hole. I want to make it trembles around the hole itself so that they'll go towards it.
Towards the
If
actual
they
hole.
survive, I'm gonna kill them.
Because thaumaturgy allows me to make like a harmless earthquake go on in this 30-foot range. I want the diameter of the hole to start shaking so that they run at each other, thinking it's right there.
Oh, that's smart.
Okay. So yeah, you start trembling an area. I'm gonna say that you're gonna have to pick one part of the edge.
That's fine. Which direction is our cart from us right now?
You would say it's probably to the west side of it.
So to the
East would be the opposite side.
east. So to the east, I'm gonna make it like closest.
Wait, is
to
that where we're
purple
going?
one.
Is that
Are
where
we
we're
going east? I thought we were going west.
So here is you guys are actually going south.
Okay, so to the northeast.
Okay.
I'm gonna make it like tremble on the northeast diameter
Okay.
of that.
So you do start to notice that the as you're casting your thaumaturgy, that the two that are there start to kind of going towards it and begin looking for something, and the other two start burrowing in, start going towards. You see them poke out into the cylinder, but then kind of go back as if they can tell that the dirt's no longer there, as they kind of start poking around, trying to get around to where that sound originally was. And as they're poking around trying to find whatever that sound is, noticing it's not, they both all just kind of settle next to each other, and that tendril kind of comes back out.
Okay. The river has dropped decently, right?
A lot, yes.
Okay.
You can easily see where the bridge is. It does look like it's in pretty good shape. The rain is beginning to die down quite a bit. Underneath the bridge seems to be almost empty because a lot of that water has gone down that tunnel.
We helped. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stick up my arm, point at Nico, and without saying any words...
Okay, I have a question because I'm feeling like the card is close enough that it'll still feel a tremble. I have a question. Whenever I use my Eldritch Blast itself, when I shoot it, does it make necessarily sound or like any?
Not necessarily because it's
like when does it hit a certain?
So
like,
because it's force damage, it doesn't really make a sound when you cast it. It does when you hit stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Doesn't Nico get bonus thunder damage with everything he does?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I do. So I have amazing plan. I'm going to, because I have a range of 300 feet. So
oh shit.
Yes, as I am up in the sky, a quite nice amount, I would like to imagine, around, let's say, 150 feet. I'm going to just point to Kazim and whisper, you take the guys and slowly go away, and I'm going to start shooting in the opposite direction, making kind of step-like trail in the opposite direction with force damage and thunder damage.
Here's the problem.
Yeah.
I can fly nearly indefinitely. You have maybe 20 minutes.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I can keep flying above them by like 30 feet and keep them distracted for a while you go back to the cart and start making it move. I'll move them like 500 feet away and then I'll fly back. So that way at least we're out of their like general... I don't know how far these guys can sense, but I feel like 500 feet is enough.
Isn't like the cart close enough for like... I feel like just the cart moving would start like fucking... alerting them, honestly.
Neither one of you would know.
Hmm?
Neither one of you would know. You don't know how far
it was a couple minutes walk, right?
No.
No. It was close.
It was pretty close.
It was really close. Look, I can spend the last 10 minutes be like, okay, it feels like you guys are far enough away, and then, start flying back, right? Because
we need to go tell the others to not make any movements or sounds for a couple minutes while I'll keep them busy. I'll try to draw them away.
They can just stay there
at bay.
Yeah, totally. You know what, sounds great. You tell them not to move or anything. I'm just gonna start leading it away.
I'm gonna start leading them away. I'm gonna try to draw these guys a couple hundred feet away while you go back and tell the others. Because I can keep this daisy chain going. You have a limited amount of time.
I have a limited amount of time, but it feels like I have a bit more range to be able to actually provide a good enough escape.
I'm 30 feet above the ground, and if any one of them tries to come close to me, I can just move up.
Oh, Kyle. Oh, god damn it.
Have I seen how long these things are, by the way?
Based on what you can tell, it looks like they're at least about 25 to 30 feet long.
So if I'm 30 feet above the ground, it's not like they're dolphining out of the ground. They're digging.
Feels like...
And even if they do dolphin, there's no way they're jumping 80 feet up.
The irony, this is what wild garlic looks like.
Nico, I need you to do this. Go back, tell the others what's happening. I'm gonna take care of this. I'm the reason we went down. I got a cool thing from it. It was super worth it. I haven't even looked at it yet, but it's gonna be awesome.
Oh, Kazim.
Just go tell the others, and then I'm gonna try to use my thaumaturgy trick to lead them away,
Should've
like
just
close
used the
further and
tree.
further northeast.
Should've just used the fucking tree.
Okay. So you're gonna start trying to get them further away. So you guys have probably noticed that Kazim is now making these noises and sounds further and moving away from your guys' cart as Nico is beginning to come towards you guys.
What the hell was that argument up there about?
Don't move. Don't talk. Just stay
What do you mean?
quiet. I put my hand on her mouth. Just don't
Okay, are you sure you want to do that?
bully me right now. Yes, I do.
Did you go to the fucking nest?
Yeah, we did.
Why would you go? I told you that there were parents. Do you know how big those things are?
No, I don't. I don't want to know, but I went there just in case, because he would need help, and he did, and yes.
Didn't bother to ask the person whose its entire job is to know what creatures are and what they can do.
You fucking scare me with like vampires and fucking like werewolves and like all kinds of shit anyway. Like
That's
you
my
would just
job.
tell me all sorts of fucking scary shit.
I saw a purple worm down there. I have basic knowledge of what they're capable of. I also know that that was a baby. If it's a baby, it's probably in a nest. If it's a nest, there's probably more of them.
Quite a lot of them.
When this war is over, remind me to kill you both.
Well, you might not have a chance to. And then look like pointedly to where he's
Test. I want to kind of use thaumaturgy at the top of a tree to see how they react.
Oh,
Like a tree 30 feet away from me, but just like at the top of it.
Okay. When you see them kind of sitting still, you gotta do it to a top of a tree, and for some reason they don't seem to really react to it from the tree.
Okay, to the ground under the tree.
They immediately start rushing towards the tree and timber it over.
So I don't think they can sense me up here necessarily.
I don't know. It's
Yeah,
raining
I just-
pretty hard.
It is raining pretty hard. That might dampen their senses, actually. How
It's
far
almost
away
like
can
the
I
DM
lead these
thought
guys
of that. Huh?
Can I try to like? How far can I lead these guys out realistically?
I mean, depending on how far away you want to go from them, but technically as far you can go all day. I don't see why not. You might get tired, but
Let's go 600 feet.
okay, easily enough. It'll take a while.
Yeah, I imagine. I'm not expecting this to take any less than 45, 50 minutes.
Okay, so as you are, slowly moving them away, what are you guys doing? As you guys are watching Kazim slowly start moving away and casting more and more spells, and you're seeing those purple worms kind of going up and down through the dirt towards whatever he's doing.
Does he realize that that only works on the ones that are able to hear that? That's literally what she's saying to Nico and Silas. Be like, that the big one is still underground.
right. Well, no, he didn't.
If the big one cared, the big one would have already come and gotten it. To be
Unless those
fair.
were scouts.
And those scouts are getting heavily distracted by something else.
You're not there to have this conversation now.
I feel like this plan is going really well, personally.
Which is worrying. It is worrying me heavily that it's working.
I feel
this-
a lot of
if this
things
worm-
right now.
If this worm could have sensed
Okay.
the cart, it would have already come for it when we got here, right?
Fuck it.
These
I was
little
gonna move
birds,
the cart.
crazy.
they
No,
are just
no,
scouts.
because
They're now
before
hundreds of feet
then-
away.
No, because we hadn't disturbed the nest.
Yeah, I was gonna move the cart.
You just
Okay.
caved in their home. Why do you think they're pissed off?
Are you doing it stealthily or are you just going?
You can only be so quiet with three
If you-
fucking horses.
If you
And
are
a
gonna
cart.
try and stealth
I
there,
mean,
I will
Trot
help.
instead of gallop.
I'm gonna keep
I'm gonna
watch.
creak and shit.
Oh,
Fuck
no,
it. Sure, we'll
please.
try to be quiet.
I'll
I-
help you out.
She knows that it's not really gonna do much. They're gonna hear it either way because they don't hear the noise, they hear the vibrations. But
Yes.
Well, I'm making actual vibrations in the earth right now. Thaumaturgy is not just
is the
making a
rain.
noise that sounds like it.
that is an 18.
So you begin slowly moving the cart through the mud across the bridge that has now shown itself as you hear the slow clops of the horses going across it, with Nico and Silas keeping an eye out, looking back at that hole. You do manage to get across without much trouble at all. You think you're okay. Seems all right. But Kazim has not come back yet. Kazim, you're still taking him away for now.
How long has it been?
I'd say with how long it took to get across and probably to fight about it, it's been about 20-ish minutes. You're probably a good 200, 300 feet away.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep going.
Okay.
Once Amy is across, I'm gonna make the motion for Nico to go.
Okay. Nico, as you begin plopping across it, you are able to, you hear it in the wet wood underneath the hooves, as perhaps it was beginning to rot underneath the water. You are able to get across fairly easily.
And
Kazim.
Silas.
Mhm.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, go for it.
I was gonna. Once Nico is across and like with IME, then I'm like basically gonna be taking a step every 10 seconds.
Okay, so you're slowly starting to go
Yeah.
across.
Yeah, so it sounds less. So that way, I'm trying to make it sound natural, so
Mhm.
it's not like a creature moving around. It's more like wind or
Mhm.
like this constant sort of thundering or raining or
Go ahead
something.
and roll for nature for me.
Okay, I'm good at nature. That's not bad. That is a 17.
I am a rock.
So you're able to try and time it to make it seem sporadic enough where it doesn't seem like it's some kind of living being or anything like that. As you slowly move across again that rotting wood on the bridge, and you go across. And as you finally get across to your little group of compatriots, Kazim, I would say that you're about 400 feet away at this point. It's been about 35, 40 minutes with how long it's taken them to get across. As
I'm
you're
gonna go.
casting what are your thaumaturgies, trying to keep it moving a little bit further, will you roll a dexterity saving throw with advantage?
$20?
Okay. As you are continuing to go down, and group, you would see this as well, obviously. You're about 400 feet away. How high off of the ground are you?
Currently 30, but if I see
Okay.
any rumbling, I'm definitely dashing up
Yeah,
instead of
I would say
casting
you probably
thaumaturgy.
do that because you do see like trees begin to shake, and you guys also feel this kind of rumble, but it feels relatively far away. As off in the distance where Kazim went, you see this large Kazim underneath you. It looks like it to be about 20 meters in diameter worm swallow up the other 4 that were around it as it comes breaking out of the ground, trying to reach up as high as it possibly could. What was your dex save?
20?
Yeah, you were able to dash out of the way, just out of its jaws and off to the side as it kind of goes back down into the ground, and there's now this massive hole in the ground.
How high did it go?
It went a good 70 feet in the air.
I can still do this.
I fucking told you.
I can still do this. Can I enter combat?
Oh my god!
What?
Oh my god! Oh my god!
If I do this in initiative order,
Die.
if I do this in initiative order, I can 100% do this properly.
The fuck? Oh my god!
Let him,
Well, ladies
let
and
him-
gentlemen,
Okay,
please say your goodbyes.
I'm going to say this as Josh, your friend. That is the dumbest idea you've ever had.
Not like I'm trying to fight it, but just so I can have this turned out realized every 6
Okay.
seconds, here is what Kazim is doing.
Okay, go ahead and you can roll initiative.
Oh my god!
I'm not trying to fight it. I want that to be perfectly clear. I'm not trying to fight this. I'm still distracting it so that these guys can get away.
Karma, am I right in thinking? I don't think this is overly meta because I don't really tell us anything about the creature, but isn't it like a CR-15?
Yeah, it sure is. And
Like-
you guys did notice that a very large purple worm came out of the fucking ground into
It's
the
a
fucking sky.
Fucking gargantuan. Like, here's the thing, right? All 4 of us together would
It's-
not stand a chance
it's
against
just-
that.
4 of us together are not even CR6.
It's just about, the size. This one's a little bit bigger than most of the other ones you've seen. So this one's, about the size. You know what? We're going to find out. That's fine. That's
There's
fine.
a reason
It's
my
fine.
people call them mountain eaters.
Go for it. Go for it.
Okay.
Whatever you want to do there, Kazim.
15. 15. I'm not trying to kill
I
it.
don't
am
care.
distracted.
I don't care.
You have initiated combat with
15.
blind purple mountain.
I am 100 feet in the air right now.
Okay.
Because that's what I would have done. I would have
Sure.
flown up 50, then another 50 for my dash as a bonus action.
Absolutely.
This was immediately after casting a thaumaturgy, right?
Okay.
I'm 100 feet in the air.
Okay.
For another good measure, I'm going to go about another 100 feet up.
Okay.
200 feet in the air. For my action... Shit, what can I do as an action? Just to keep them distracted.
Oh.
Can't just go. That's out of the question.
Yeah, I can't run now. I've already committed.
Yeah. Who? Because that would have been a terrible idea.
Oh my god.
Well, if this thing was there, and then those guys showed up, those 4 little guys, like now I have to keep them distracted.
Do you?
That- Okay, Karma, logically, these guys have tremor sense. I'm
Sure.
aware of this.
Absolutely.
A cart moving against the ground would make noise.
Sure. Do you know how far tremor sense can go?
No.
No.
Miles and miles.
Well, Josh knows. Kazim doesn't.
Silas does.
Silas may, because Silas is from here. Kazim doesn't know. Josh, know it only goes like 200 feet at most. I don't know, but
Okay.
Kazim doesn't.
Okay.
I'm trying not to metagame here.
No, you're good. You're good. Go for it. Whatever you want to do, buddy. It's going to end well.
Or they're
Okay,
doing
you're making me
nothing.
sound like a jackass
No,
now.
I'm not making you sound like a jackass. I'm making you feel free.
I'm doing what Kazim would do here.
What would
and
Kazim
what
do?
Kazim is trying
What
to do
would
is get
Kazim
the
do?
team out.
He's gonna
Kazim
what?
would now start. He would pull out his crossbow and start shooting the ground.
just randomly, or like what? Or is there? What are we doing? Like a direction?
Continuing to go northeast.
Okay,
trying
so
to
you're,
make sure
so you're
that
just kind of
that's
doing repetitive shots, just kind of further out.
repeating the train. Yeah.
Okay, I want you to roll. Give me 3 attack rolls with your crossbow. And the last
18.
one do disadvantage.
18, 17, and disadvantage.
Yes, disadvantage on the last one because it's going to be real far out.
The lower of the two was a 22.
Right. So, as you kind of fly up, thinking that, okay, if it got 70, it could probably go further because it didn't even look like half. That thing was monstrous. So you kind
Yeah.
of start shooting off your crossbows and you start seeing what looks to be mounds of earth beginning to come up and go underneath. So you shoot off another one and another mound kind of off to the side begins to go off. So you try and just kind of aim off as far as you can and just shoot one off to see where it could go. And it goes pretty far out into the distance. And you just see that off way out in the distance, a good another like 300 to 400 feet out from where you are right now, directly north, you just see this monstrous thing come out of the ground and just kind of try and eat all of the land where your crossbow bolt would have landed.
That's like 300 feet from me?
From you.
I'm like 700 feet from the cart at this point. Okay,
It's
I'm going to go
far
back to the
shit.
cart.
Okay.
Now that I'm like a mile out.
Yeah, you're
right?
very, very fucking far. So you guys have been sitting there for about 30 minutes after seeing this gigantic worm coming out of the ground. Coming out of the ground. You're not sure what happened to Silas at all. Or not Silas, Kazim. Hopefully he's okay.
Nico wouldn't have moved
is-
without Kazim back.
Silas is just gonna be walking around making sure the horses are okay.
Enemies.
No one's
I'm
noticed.
used playing Grey Dragon Auntie.
I love that game.
She has a set. She's just sitting in the back of the fucking cart playing it.
Okay.
Some farmer is about to have the worst day of his life.
Oh shit, cannon. just some
the
farmer
fan
who's lost his whole farm because a gigantic purple worm came out of nowhere.
Half of his house is gone. He just sat there eating like, oh fuck.
I
He's
pulled
just
it up for my own sake as Josh. I didn't realize it was only 60 feet.
Yeah.
Still
But
what does he need
anyway,
done?
Anyway, I'm sorry. Now I'm just imagining a farmer like way off, just sitting there drinking his morning coffee. He's looking over his crops and his cows, and he goes over to pet one. Just this fucking monster purple worm comes over because it's been displaced from its home.
Howdy, neighbor. I know what like one shot's gonna be.
And the cow's just the head of the
Yep,
cow.
it's just
left.
gone.
And he's just
And
like,
he just kind of goes, mm-hmm. Time to move.
And then the worm meets him.
Oh my God.
Yep, then the worm comes up.
Next one shot.
Yep.
I'll figure out what party size we need to take on a purple worm, and we'll put it together.
Okay, by my math, I could catch up to them in 7 rounds.
Yeah, all of a sudden, while you guys are taking care of the horses and playing, you just hear this kind of like this you hear this wind rushing. The rain has pretty much stopped, and you're hearing just this rush of wind as you kind of look up to where the worm was, and you're seeing this just black mass rocketing towards you because it's fast as fuck.
I'm just gonna sidestep. Just so let's step out of the way. of this car.
Outstretched hands. He's just standing there like tears across his cheeks. Like seems almost as if he was berated in his head for how stupid all of this was and fucking idiot and everything that is fucking stupid with all of this. And he's just standing there with outstretched hands, looking straight at the fucking black. Thank you, Jesus, Kazim.
I need to see how fast that is, because that's insanely fast.
Yeah, that's incredibly fast.
So that's 25 feet a second. That is 17 miles an hour.
So, coming at you at 17 miles an hour is a fucking Aarakocra. Go ahead and roll for athletics or acrobatics for me there, Nico, because you're going to try and catch her, mate.
Of course.
Josh, what is it when
Oh
you
my
were hitting
God.
us at high speed?
This will be acrobatics.
Okay.
18 total.
Oh, look at that. As Kazim is like rocketing towards you guys, Nico just kind of jumps up and grabs onto the back of of Kazim as he begins to finally slow down before he hits he's coming towards the ground, but he flaps his wings back and you just see this large pressure wave go in front of him as he's releasing all of that built up kinetic energy as he just kind of stops, and it's the coolest thing Kazim's ever fucking done.
Not Mach speed by any means,
No.
but that's still sick as hell. No magic items,
Dude,
just
Kazim,
pure
you're
adrenaline.
fine. Oh my God, you're alive. Oh my God.
Silas, I did it. I saved us.
And with that, I'm going to start moving the cart the direction
Kazim,
we need
Yeah.
to go.
when we get back to Rivers Run, I need to teach you the basics of creatures and what they can and can't do.
Okay, but first,
also
check
need
to
to
see if this has any
teach you-
curses, and I'll hold out the satchel.
Remind me, Karma, does anything like this This brooch doesn't get destroyed if I use all its charges. 'Cause I already used one today.
No, if it doesn't. If you use all of its charges, no.
Okay, good.
One today.
Yeah,
He gets 2.
yeah. I used one earlier before we got to the river.
Oh.
Yeah, cool. I will use the command word.
Okay.
And check to see if this thing
What is
is
that?
dead.
I
So
haven't even opened the satchel yet. I have no idea.
So you hold the satchel in your hand and you hold the brooch, and you start feeling the warmth coming from the satchel into the brooch, and you can feel that no, whatever's in there is not cursed.
It's safe.
Yoink.
It had better be worth it because you have just ruined this entire area for the next 10 years.
As he kind of
Okay.
motions over to where the hole was, and you're just seeing this horrifically altered fucking. There's trees down everywhere. There's this massive divot, and the river has been diverted from its natural path.
Okay. Let's stick with that. Okay. I'm gonna open the
Next
satchel.
time.
What's in it?
Okay, so
Next time when I say there's parent creatures, listen to me.
In my defense, you didn't sense the incredible magical artifact I saw in there. I knew there was a magical artifact in there. That's why I went down there.
Sure. You open up the bag, and it's black on the inside, so do you reach your hand in?
Do it.
It's gonna fucking eat your
I
arm.
don't see anything in it.
It's just a pitch black pit.
Light down in it.
Okay, so you drop a light in there, and it seems to be like this kind of... As soon as you drop it in there, you see it go into the bag, and it looks like you're looking down a hole.
I know it's evocation, so I wouldn't put my face directly in front of it.
You know that's something in its evocation.
Yeah, so I, being at least a little clever, I wouldn't put my face in the front of a loaded barrel.
No.
Just stick your hand in it. It's gonna go back, right?
I'll stick my hand in it.
Okay, so you reach your hand into the bag, and you notice your hand goes way deeper into this bag than it fucking should. But as you're kind of reaching around trying to feel for stuff, you feel this kind of... You feel something. It feels like a stick, almost, as you begin pulling it out. And you see you have a wand of some kind that seems to have this bright orange kind of garnet at the tip of it.
Is this a bag of holding?
It seems a lot like a bag of holding, yeah.
I'm gonna get in the back of the cart, clear out a little nice space, and turn it inside out.
Okay, so as you turn it inside out, all of a sudden there's just this pile of money that comes falling out of this thing as you have just found 100 platinum,
Oh my god.
250
This
gold,
is so worth it.
Oh, hold on. Platinum first. 100 platinum?
100 platinum,
We can pay the guy.
250 gold?
250 gold,
Fucking hell. We can actually pay the guy.
and 183 silver.
Okay, I don't want to hear any shit about that.
We fucking did it, Kazim. Oh my god.
I just got us over 100 and...
Oh,
Finished.
for fuck's sake.
Please continue.
There is also what seems to be some kind of staff that looks to have a dragon head on the tip of it that has fallen out.
Okay.
And then there also seems to be what looks to be a... It seems to be another sack with something inside of it.
Okay. Let me make sure I got this right. We got the money. We got the wand with an amethyst at the tip.
Garnet.
Garnet, yeah.
So a garnet wand.
Mm-hmm.
We got the staff with a dragon head.
And a bag.
And a bag.
And a bag.
In a bag.
Of things.
Thingy bag.
I'm gonna ritual cast detect magic on all of these items just to see what I've got going on.
Okay. So as you begin sitting in the... I'm assuming you're at the back of the cart?
Yeah.
You begin sitting down and start casting your detect
I grabbed the
magic.
bag.
Okay.
I'm driving.
Okay.
Whoa. Nico.
I think Nico earned the bag. Nico went
No.
down there with me when nobody else would.
Yes, but equally, I feel like we should all see what's going on and see what's available here.
Yeah, don't fuck with the bag until I know if it's magic or not, or what kind of magic it is at least.
So you begin casting your detect magic on everything, and the staff, you get another evocation from it.
Mhm.
The wand is what the original evocation that you got. And that bag has the School of Remembrance.
Oh shit, that's like actual shit tonight. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I said. I grabbed the bag.
Okay.
I will have it known that this brooch I have would have only worked on the satchel itself, not the contents.
What we have a second bag of holding, guys. We have two now. Who wants a bag of holding? I've since shoveled all the money into my own personal bag of holding,
Okay.
by the way.
I'm still interested in what's in the other in the little sack.
Let's explore that as carefully as we can. Right? Unless we think it's just another bag of holding. Well, can you put a bag of holding in a bag of holding?
No.
Okay, so
Yeah,
it's not
no,
a bag of holding.
That's like nuclear
It breaks.
level.
Yeah,
What
it
the
breaks.
fuck?
Let's open the bag.
Okay. Nico, you're going to hand him the bag to open it?
I look at Kazim.
This went so well, man. Like, this could not have gone better.
Are they really sitting there debating about opening this bag?
I mean, it looks like a super fucking cool duper bag. Yes, we're fucking thinking about
Kind
it.
of
Magic
fucking
that
is, yeah.
Kazim at least
I'm
has no
going to grab
experience
it.
with.
And open it.
Okay.
Man,
Flat out.
So, as
Fine. Damn it.
as you open it, you see what looks to be this how do I put it? There seems to be a weird rose inside of this bag. Black, with a black stem and kind of like this blue vein through a leaf. It's the weirdest thing ever. It's just in this bag by itself.
A black rose?
A black rose with a black stem and a blue veins going through the leaves.
I swear to God,
Can
if
I
it's
Arcana
poisonous.
it?
Huh?
Can I like roll for Arcana to see what it is?
Sure, you can
To
try
see
to
if
roll
I've,
for Arcana.
I've heard anything about it.
You can try. Actually, I would want you to roll for History.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Do you have access to Identify, by the way?
Me?
Yeah. The Arcane Caster?
Don't think I do at the moment. No. Anyway, that's a 21.
Okay. So,
I got a 5 in history, so.
So this seems to be a... So it's called an arcane rose. It comes from a kingdom that was thought to be extinct millennia ago, about 2,000 years ago. You've heard that these roses are essentially eternal, and if they can be produced into specific potions that can prolong one's life. You've also heard that it also can be incredibly poisonous, but they are insanely rare. Like you've read about it in one book, and that's about it.
Going to close the bag and put it inside my bag.
Hey, wait a second. Why do you get the rose?
I have to have a conversation before I am certain that I can pass this off.
But that's not yours to decide who gets it. Like, you didn't go down there. I spent an hour trying to make sure that these things didn't come after us.
Would you like to eat a poisonous flower and die?
No, but I'd like to have a conversation about it. Like, perhaps
And
selling it.
when I go to sleep, you are more than welcome to have the conversation with the gentleman who may actually know about this.
I don't like that guy, though. He's a dick.
Then let me have a conversation with him.
Very rude. I'm taking the staff with the dragon head.
I'll take the other bag of holding.
Okay.
If you're handing it out.
What
Still.
about the wand?
I would make whoever's taking what, maybe don't use them until I'm able to check them in the morning.
Of course, yeah. I'm just gonna also put that in my bag of holding just for safekeeping.
Okay.
Out of sight, out of mind, right?
Okay. Are we just gonna continue on?
That went shockingly
Pretty
well.
good.
I think it did.
I'm still waiting for like the other shoe to kind of drop. Honestly.
We got a bag of holding, over 1,250 gold. Magic items galore. Like, this, all things considered, we fucked it up immediately and still got away scotch-free.
And to think, if I hadn't have you all sit at the circle, then we wouldn't have had the rain and we wouldn't have stopped.
How long did we stop for? Like, an hour?
It's been a while, I think. You guys
Well,
were there for a while.
for the funeral circle.
Oh yeah, you guys were there for about 30 minutes to an hour.
I mean, we would have stopped anyway at that point, right?
Mm.
Yeah, I'm gonna ride a little bit behind the group, I think.
Okay.
We got to stretch,
Aren't
drink
you
water.
Aren't you guys so glad that we didn't just skip right to River's Run?
Are we
Right?
hungry?
Oh my god.
Anybody want food?
Yeah, like 10 minutes ago, we were like, oh yeah, those fucking idiots gonna die, yeah, whatever. And now it's fucking fine and good and Gucci.
I want you to know that
I
was
noticed
said
you guys have-
entirely with sarcasm.
Oh, was it? It didn't
Yeah.
feel like sarcasm when you were telling me
I'm-
whatever happens.
Yeah, but there's whatever happens, and then there's actively making dumb decisions like pissing off the nest.
I don't think that was a dumb decision at all. The
I
nest was
fucking
already
do.
disturbed. They were already pissed off. We got out of there.
I'm
and
not
then-
even gonna have that debate.
I didn't touch the walls. I didn't make any sound until it was eventually too late.
You know what? Nico's gonna hang out with Kazim because he feels like it was fucking worth it. So
That was totally fucking worth it. Yeah.
totally, Kazim, like it was fucking amazing. We did so good, you and me. We did so fucking good.
It's like
Honestly,
the heist of the century right there.
fuck yeah.
Hey,
And as soon
Silent,
as we-
Mm-hmm.
since you and I have a language in common that starts with an S,
Oh yeah.
we're gonna start talking like that. That's how we're gonna talk.
Okay, cool.
In what language?
Never you mind.
Sylvan?
Never you mind.
No, actually do say.
Because
It
it's
did
gonna
say.
be, you don't understand, it's gonna be transitioning from that into a different language that he doesn't know. She's teaching him a language.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
So are we continuing
I
on
see,
with our
because
adventure?
they have a secrets though.
I'd say
They-
the one
they maybe.
the
What language are you
yeah.
teaching him, though? I might be able to recognize a couple words out of it.
Should I tell him, Karma?
I know a lot of languages.
I mean, you could. If it's up to you if you want to or not.
I'll message Josh and see if he knows that language.
Okay. If it's the one that starts with an S.
If it makes it easier, I can tell you all the languages I know.
Okay.
Aarakocra, Orin, Celestial Common, Draconic Goblin, Primordial Thieves' Cant.
You don't know what she's speaking now.
Okay,
It's not Sylvan, right?
It is.
I know it.
I figured. Kazim wouldn't recognize it. He wouldn't know what's going on.
But she's teaching him 2 other languages that you do know.
I would be able to recognize a couple of the words, right?
Yes.
And
What?
for every word you teach me, I will teach you the equivalent in giant.
Woo woo.
Wait, okay, what languages are being taught? Because currently I'm very interested in
I
that.
don't know.
What happens when you have someone who, teaches people things and is part of a church
And
that
someone-
actually is part of the church?
Hold on. That's like
Okay,
actual trauma from my backstory you're pulling up.
Anyway, Bestie, what are we doing?
You know, the teenagers are going to hang out together, and the old fucking parts are going to be fucking together too. Whatever, sure, let's go.
Please tell me you do not say that out loud.
No, we're not saying that.
For the love of God, yeah.
About to say, because
Please
you
say
are
it out loud.
you're insulting more people than you think you're insulting, if you even think that.
I mean, you are an elf.
My ass, God damn
Aren't
it.
you like over 200?
Exactly.
You're insulting her. You're insulting Silas. You're insulting the dragon. You're insulting
Okay,
Penny.
Well, I'm gonna find a
Canonically- Canonically and accurately, you are old. That's not an
Anyway,
insult.
back to the story. Back to
I
the
will
story.
have.
I love you,
tacit
Karma. Sorry for pulling
discipline.
everything away like
Back to
this.
the
It's fine.
Back to the story.
Okay. Well, as we continue with adventuring forth towards River's Run and the rain is subsiding and the sun begins to settle and you guys have made your camps and you begin readying yourselves for bed, I think that's where we're going to end for tonight.
What?
I will be driving
Yeah.
the cart while
already.
Yeah.
I will
That
be
was
driving
worth
the
it,
cart
though.
while they sleep. That way you know.
Okay. Well, yeah, that was an absolute that was a blast. So I want to thank you guys for playing with me. Thank you guys for coming to watch us. Go check out the Twitch, the Spotifys, the YouTubes, the TikToks, all the good shit. And yeah, I hope we see you guys again next week. See what happens. Who wants to do it this week?
Before we say it, don't forget to join our Discord.
Yep.
Oh yeah, right. I was last week, so technically in the order of cameras it will be Silas.
Alright, fuck it.
Fine.
What is a ray of light without the shadow it creates? What is the darkness without desire for flame? What is a warrior without a worthy foe? What would you like to do? It's time to roll. When the lines between good and evil are blurred, no one knows if there is Dune or Paler came first. An ancient struggle throughout all time to push against the other keeps both upright. Is the coming chaos worth the peace? Is it all just a puzzle to complete? A one-sided coin can't exist, isn't real, and thus goes the tales of Ethyl. Thus goes the tales of Ethyl.